We should be live. What up, y'all? How is it going today? It's a Friday night, and we don't normally stream on Friday nights, but we're here. We are here, and we're doing great. And I'm excited to be doing a lot of stuff because let me tell you, I did not have time today. And by not have time today, I mean I procrastinated today and didn't get my listings done. So we got to get to listing on this stream. We've got some bulk non-hollows. We've got some bulk hollows. We're going to be listing 100 bulk hollows and at least 100 non-hollows. I would like to get through probably 200 to 500 listings tonight, depending on what all we can do and how distracted we get from chat. So let's see what we can do. Art Salon, welcome. Cody, how's it going? We're going streaming, hell yeah. Brooks, welcome. How's everybody doing tonight? What's everybody working on tonight? What's everybody doing? What's everybody up to this evening? Let me respond to this Discord message. All right, we're good. We are good, y'all. And we're ready. Daddy, welcome. Pick up my first bulk today? Hell yeah, Cody. What'd you pick up? Watching the NFL draft? The NFL draft is on right now? I know, I've never watched the NFL draft in my entire life. But I'm hoping, wait, what's his nuts already got drafted to the Raiders, right? Oh my God. I can't even think of his name right now, which is really sad. Mendoza. Jesus, took me a second. Got a tournament in about an hour. Can't decide between Raging Bolt and Alakazam. Oh, nice. So you doing like a Friday night Pokemon thing? Feel good to get back to my ABLs. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, Cody. Tiger, how's everyone doing? I'm doing great, Tiger. I'm doing great. I cannot complain. Elise is gone for the evening. She's going to meet some friends out at dinner. So I was like, you know what? I got nothing else to do. Might as well stream. Ripped 11 packs of AH and now doing my consultant work. Nice. Anything good out of the Ascended Heroes packs? Cleve, welcome. Let's get it. Hell yeah. 3,500 to 4,000 Pokemon. That's awesome. Anything good in it so far? What's your listing process? Scanner and listing software. So I will be doing that in this live stream today, Brooks. But I use the Rico FI8170. It's linked in the description. Excuse me. Got the hiccups. And then I also use a website called Card Uploader. That's also linked in the description. And that's how I list. So we'll be doing that. Just watch a video from today. Absolutely unhinged in the best way. Skylar, welcome. Yeah, I was happy with that intro. It was fun. It was a fun intro to do. Some hitties, nothing crazy. Nice. Watching your playlist, new sub. Want to file for my LLC this weekend. Been wanting to forever. Hell yeah. Hitcher, that's awesome. That's awesome. Have you been selling while you've been waiting to do the LLC? That's legit. Are you going to be doing eBay, TCG player? What's the plan? David, what up? What up? Guys, we need to get to listings. So I am going to try to focus on getting some listings done today, which means I need to clean my scanner, which means I need to set up my phone so you guys can see what the hell I'm doing, which means I need to go get my phone stand. Oh my God, we are not ready. Super professional here, ladies and gentlemen. Just got another jumbo card that sold. We sold 3 more jumbo cards today, I think, if not 4. We need to be buying jumbo cards. What the hell, y'all? That's crazy. I cannot believe how well jumbo cards have sold for us. It's actually insane. I did not think jumbo cards would sell very well, and they have been like flying off my orders. I probably need to price them a little higher with how quickly they've sold. So if you guys want to know a secret, I think jumbo cards seem to be a hidden secret a lot of us are ignoring. I also priced them pretty aggressively because I didn't think they would sell, and I was wrong. So I need to make it more unaggressive. Let's see. We need to pull up Droid Cam. There it is. And what's my phone percentage at? You're at 27%. There we go. Now you guys can see, and you can see actually my new corner that I've organized. Wait, let's check it out. Check out my new organization in the corner. Up above my head, right here, I've put, so these are sifted Pokemon bulk, and then further up on the actual table is staging inventory. So getting through it, started to work on that. Still not finished with it fully, but we're in a better spot. eBay mainly, nice, Robot. That's awesome. That's awesome. Good luck. Do you have a scanner? Sifting even more 10-cent cards my LCS hit me up about. Hell yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Just shut up in the list. Yes, exactly. Lattice, welcome. No, nothing yet, but I get it after it more when I get done work tomorrow. I'm looking at 70 an hour, my day job. Looking at 70 hour at my day job. Holy shit. 70 hours? That's rough, Cody. Wumbo cards. He, she, me, Wumbo, Wombology. It's first grade, SpongeBob. Okay, I've been using Card Uploader for about a week or two to list on eBay. My sales need like 20 times my sales on TCG Player. Yeah, eBay seems to be doing really well for me as well. Yeah, Wombos are underrated for a seller's POV. Yeah, I agree. I need to be buying more. I've sold like $2 on TCG and 40 on eBay. Yeah, that's awesome, Brooks. Yeah, TCG Player seems to be all about having playable cards. It seems like those sell better. Need a good recommendation on thermal printer, please help. Oh, wise one. Daddy, I mean, I like my Nelco one. It should be linked in the description. If it's not, it's linked in my description on all my other videos. It's nice. Honestly, though, I will say, if I had to rebuy one, I would just make sure you buy a thermal printer that has a roll for its, for the labels. I have these like squares, you know, like it comes in like rectangles, the 4x6s, but they're like flattened and not rolled. If I bought a new one, I would buy one that has a roll of thermal labels, because having it without it in a roll, it can be off center a little bit sometimes, and also I just had more problems. So if I went back, I would buy ones with rolls, not the way I've done it. 6 days a week, I gotta be up for 2 a.m. for work. Holy shit, Cody, that's wild. Well, it took so long, but after a month of waiting, got approved on TCG Player and have 5 orders the first day. Hell yes. That's awesome. That's awesome. Congrats, man. So you'll be hitting level 2 pretty quick. I have a Fujitsu 7160 on the way. It's time to retire the Epson. I also have 1,300 bulk cards on the way too, because I need more cards to scan in. You know, hell yeah. Hell yeah, Cleve, hell yeah. Do you bother still selling regular commons and uncommons? I do if they're older. So like Sun and Moon and older like this, we'll be listing these. Yeah, I do if they're older. Welcome, R2A. How's it going? Is it difficult to configure? Martinez, not really. I need to make a video on it, and it's going to be probably just like a random like bonus video of how I set up my scanner, because it's really not difficult. But my first 2 bulk lots this week sold 20 Pokepads on TCG Player within 30 minutes of listing. Yeah, Silver, dude. Yeah, the Pokepads fly off the shelves on TCG Player. Your dad got you a what, Laxus? Flash can be a pain at times. It is. My roll of thermal printer has been great. It'll do both accordion and roll labels. See, I would love to do roll labels. I would love to do roll labels, because the ones that I'm doing now just aren't as nice, you know? I mean, they are nice, but like, it's just annoying because it takes up space, and I have to mess with it more often than I feel like I had to when I had one with the roller. So I'll probably be getting another one eventually, but it works, and it works well, so I'm not like rushing out to go get something new. But eventually I probably will end up getting one with rollers instead, because I like that. All right, we're cleaning our scanner. This is something you're gonna have to do basically every time you go to scan in cards, because you wanna make sure you don't have any scan lines or anything wrong with the pictures of the cards. And if you don't clean your scanner, it will have a chance at having that. And so that's why we're always cleaning the scanner. And if you do enough of them, they'll start slowing down and eventually even not work. So you have to clean it to get it to work again. So, all right, we'll turn that on. Scanning in these 100 Pokemon's cards. So let's open up Paper Stream. Pokepad money is real. Yeah, Pokepads are so look. I love when my LCS hits me up the other day at pre-release night. Hell yeah. Yeah, David, they are. It's not too much trouble. Can we get a peek under the hood of that scan? I know your QA session has been littered with discussions about indentation of the back of the cards. Yeah, I can show you what we've taken out. Especially with Pokepads. I was able to verify the setup with you earlier. I think, by the way, it helps ton. Of course, yeah, of course. I got a roller label scanner and have some 2x1 labels on the way. I'm going to try and make a packaging stickers I seal my team bags with. Fingers crossed that works out for me. Yeah, Cleve, you could do that. Yeah, I would need one that does 4x6s. Do 151 cards sell well? I got a bunch of my bulk. Yes, they do. Especially reverse hollows and hollows. They sell really well. But I've heard even the non-hollows sell, and even on eBay. Printer, not scanner. I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, let us run through these cards. So yesterday we actually listed 500 cards, so it was pretty cool. But today I was not nearly as productive as I wanted to be. It was a rough day for productivity. I've got my my PPPs in, got my rectum in, but I didn't get to my ABLs in. So that's what we're gonna be doing tonight. But I didn't know I was gonna be streaming tonight, so I was like, you know what? Worst case, I could just do it on the stream. How are those scans looking? How are we looking here, fam? Uh-oh, we got some scan lines, ladies and gents. We are going to do some more cleaning. I see some scan lines. Do I see some scan lines? No, I definitely see a giant one down the left side. Okay, let me clean a little bit more and then we will get to scanning. I think I found out that I need to make a dedicated video on this, but I think I found out that the best way to keep from having scan lines is to literally just wipe down the whole damn thing. Instead of just wiping down the rollers, I seem to have to wipe down the plastic too, and that seems to help. So let's see if that fixed me problem. No! That scan line's still there, you bastard. It is still there. All right, let's try Einsmere. I'm gonna clean one more thing. Oh, I bet that's actually what I need to clean right there. That usually is the culprit. Let me try that. Let me see if that fixed it. I'm gonna scan some cards that I don't plan on listing just to run through some scans too, because sometimes scan lines get better as you scan. And you just never know. I know you guys can't see what I'm looking at. Nope, that didn't fix it. Son of a bitch. That scan line is gonna be the death of me. It's the left side of the cards. So maybe it's the camera that needs to be cleaned. Let me try and clean this camera real quick. It's the back. All right. All right. 5th time's the charm. It's not the end of the world. It doesn't need to be perfect. But that scan line that I'm seeing is kind of an annoying one, so I want to get rid of that one. There we go. We did it. All right. Screw you. We don't need this anymore. All righty. That is what we needed. That is what we were looking for. I'll scan all these cards in, and then I will get to... I can show you guys what I've done with the scanner. But let me get these scanned in first, and then we will... Then we'll show you what's under the hood. I need to make a dedicated video, like I said. I'm gonna make a dedicated video on that, and then I'm also gonna make a dedicated video on how I package cards in flat rate boxes, so I can start sending that to people that wanna sell me bulk. Speaking of which, if you wanna sell me bulk, hit me up on Discord. Always buying. Or collections for that matter, but mostly bulk. Alrighty. Let's scan these in, and then we need to scan in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 31. Okay, there is this. Let me get all of these in a pile that are roughly the same size, so we can get to listing these nuts. All right, good enough. Good enough. We're gonna do... Okay, good enough. Okay, so we are going to do this in 4 stacks of 50 because these are the bulk. So when I list non-hollow bulk, I do it a little. Oh no, that's in the wrong spot. No, there's a card that came out of the wrong area. I'm gonna have to verify the count here. Oh, son of a gun. That's gonna throw things off. Let me catch up with chat real quick, and then we will. Let's see. Very well, I have all my 151 bulk listed on TCG Player. Yeah, I've heard it does well. Need to hit my LCS to see if they would sell me some bulk. They might. Mine did, which was cool. One of mine did. There was a bunch of LCSs in my area. My eBay store, I can have 5 million listings. I had the store since 2019. Yeah. It seems like if you have a store for longer, you get a lot of listing limit. It's the limit, though. You don't get free insertion fees for that, though. How's the Magic inventory growing? It's growing, but... it's growing, I would say. I did do 200 Magic bulk yesterday, or was it 100? It might have only been 100, but it needs to keep going. We just sold like a $5 one though. I saw today. I need to update you guys on that collection or the XD Gale of Darkness fund. It's not much. It's not very much. I think I've put like $10 toward it so far. Or save more and wait for the Rico. Yep. My dad got me a Japanese booster box and heal 0. Should I open it or keep it sealed? I mean, I always like opening stuff, but that's up to you, Lexus. For Friday stream, let's go. What up, Danky Kang? How many cards can you run through the scanner? I can only run 10 through my Epson at a time right now. You can run basically as much as you can fit in the tray. So 70, 80 at a time, but then I just keep going and just keep adding it, so it's just endless. I'm trying to work a deal right now. 2,500 Pokemon, about 25% hollow. Nice, San. What are they asking for it? Those rags have been working really well for me. Yeah, good, nice. Meant for automotive glass mainly, but very high quality. Cool. Hell yeah. Just got the Epson Perfection scanner since I was mainly doing PSA slabs instead of bulk now. I get to watch you while I set it up. Nice, Libra. Hell yeah. I can list to 5 mil on eBay. Yeah, I don't know what mine's up to now. It's like 7 or 50,000. Just bought a scanner and using your link. I'm sure you've done this 1,000 times, but can you walk through how you sift with it and how you keep track of which number of each card is for a listing? I have penny sleeves for that. They're numbered penny sleeves. So I just numbered them in the scanner in the scan order that I did it, but I just messed one of these up and I wasn't even paying attention to which card was where. Shit. This is gonna be interesting. Entei. Let's start with Entei. Where are you, Entei? Should be Entei, then Mesprit, then Sylveon, then Arcanine, then Rapid Ash, Pyroar, Slow King, I thought. Is this what this is? No, it's Miss Magius. Weird Ear, Typhlosion, Keldeo, Grimmsnarl, Hisuian Arcanine, Blissey, Hisuian Sneasler, Cleavor, Cobalion, Palossand, Lycanroc, Togekiss. Oh, there's, okay, Lycanroc. Wait. Lycanroc, Togekiss, Zapdos. Okay, there we go. I found what is wrong with it. Then Trevenant, then Aegislash. All right, we're good. We got it down. Tornadus, Mimikyu, Darkrai. Tornadus, Mimikyu, Darkrai. Okay, we're good. Sorry. I just make sure when you scan these in that they stay in order because that's dependent on the number. Okay. So now I'm going to scan in the other ones. Let me save this first. We are going to save it. Is that empty? I hope that's empty. You guys can't even see what I'm doing. You guys can't even see what I'm doing. But that's okay. We'll be going over the scanner here in a second when I can get these. Okay. Zygarde to Darkrai. Yep. Okay. Are all these empty? Yes. Okay. So now we're going to scan in these 200 cards, 50 cards at a time, so I can get these listed. Roughly 50 cards. It's usually like 55 to 60 is what I usually put in it. And then I put these in team bags. I don't sleeve these individually since they are bulk non-hollows. I'm not as worried about them getting scratched or anything, so I just kind of put them all together in a team bag and then label the team bag depending on what is going in there. So the next one will be B64, I think. All right, get these. All right, oh wow, I had my thing up here. Let's see. So ripping when it comes to sifting, the bulk, I don't use it to sift very often unless it's magic cards, and I scan them in and I use TCG Player Scan and Identify, but you do need to be a TCG Player Pro to be able to use that. But that's what I use to sift. So I scan all the cards in, and then I run it through TCG scan and identify it, and then I export a CSV, and then use it that way. You can do it with Pokemon too, but I think their Pokemon's not as good as their Magic scans. But that would be dependent on you having a TCG Player Pro site or a TCG Player Pro membership, because you can only do that. You have to be level 4 and a TCG Player Pro to be able to use that tool. That's what I use, but you can use other things. But it would be hard to use with this scanner to do that. Also, you guys can't really even see what's going on here. Let me bring this down a tad. Still kind of can't, but you'll get the gist. But yeah, so that is how we normally sift bulk. But yeah, takes a while. Hopefully, once we get the Roca sifter, it's going to be significantly faster. Hopefully, the Roca sifter will save us a lot of time. At least, not faster maybe, but it will be more efficient because I can do other things than just stand there and wait for those to scan and keep feeding it. It's going to be a nice day when we get that scanner in and we don't have to worry about feeding in cards manually, and we can just let that work in the background. That is going to be real nice. This. Love from the UK. Welcome, Hazero. Thank you. I appreciate you being here. Let's see. 47 Pokepads at the store will probably be sold by the time I wake up tomorrow. David, I don't doubt that. Pokepads sell fast. If that's the case, then I would maybe raise the price a bit. Maybe raise it a little bit above market so you can get a little bit more for it. But that's up to you. If you want them sold quick, then it's nice to get a quick, easy buck. Especially if you have that many. A lot of people will be buying multiples. Did I already save this? I did. All right, now scan the last 50, and that will be 300 cards we'll have listed, or we will list. We don't have it listed yet. All right. I offered 65 for, how much was it? 2,500 with 25%, so that'd be $25. 25% hollow, be like, yeah, that's not bad. It's close, yeah. For my numbers. Sales. What up, Virtue? Hey, have you had success with selling Scarlet and Violet and Mega and Evolution era hollows reverse? Yeah, they sell. They definitely sell. I don't list them as much now, and I've got a decent amount listed of all of them, but they do sell. They sell slower, but they do sell for sure. Everything will sell, you know. You list it on eBay, it will sell, especially if you got a lot of it, but just kind of depends. All right, let me get over to this screen, and we're gonna go to Card Uploader and get our cards uploading, and then I will be able to catch up with chat. What A number are we on? I gotta check my inventory. We are on A54. A0054. Oh my God. -1. And these are Pokemon cards. They're lightly played. English Pokemon. Yep. And then we got to go to eBay and upload this one. And now we can start sleeving and catching up with the chat. Alrighty. Oh, I meant to show you guys the inside of the scanner. We will do that, but let me sleeve these while we catch up with chat. Hey, new to this, how are you getting charged listing fees after you go past your monthly listings? Elo, I have a eBay store subscription. You can pay monthly for a store subscription that will give you access to more listings, and I use that to get more listings. I buy the $60 per month, and that allows me to list up to 60,000 cards with free insertion fees. So that is how we do that. Have you noticed the Rico scratching into your cards at all at the side that enters the scanner? Mine sometimes have micro scratches from the brownish rubber rollers. How often do you clean it? I clean it every time I use it, yeah. Uranus Destroyer, what a name. I've not really had that issue. I've not had problems with that, but I do clean it every time I use it. You have to remove the roller and replace an arm and stuff. Takes a little surgery. Bronze God, I actually put the roller back, but welcome, Bronze. How are you doing, man? How was this past streams? I didn't get to watch today's or yesterday's stream today. I watched part of the stream before that the other day, but today I was not as productive, so I wasn't listening to anything. So I didn't get a chance to listen in on the streams. Seen that method before, but I thought that was just if you scan your card's sleeve. Most people I've talked to have no issues with scratches. Yeah, I mean, I had issues with scratching with no sleeves when I kept that little middle piece in, but I had to take the middle piece out, and that fixed any of the scratching issues I had. I don't understand card uploader SKU system. I put it as A001 thinking that all 100 cards would be under that, but it went A001, A002. How do you organize them for storage? So ripping with Kodiak, what you want to do is you want to do A001-1, because it's just doing an increment on your last number. So you want to make sure the last number, like if you want A1 section, you want to do A001-1, and then it'll be A001-1, A001-2, and so on and so forth. So that's how you got to make sure to do it. And that's the reason why you're having problems. It's just gonna, if you don't have the -1, it's just gonna increment your last number. How do you plan to use the Roca Sifter, since I believe it's only for TCG player and you will need to still scan them in with a Rigo to list on eBay? That's what I'm going to do, SRS. All I'm doing is, because I have to do that anyway, I have to scan them in, especially with like Magic Bulk. I have to scan in my Magic Bulk with my Rico, or with my FI8170, and then I upload it to TCG player for the scan and identify to sift bulk, and then I pull those cards out. All that's going to stop me from doing is I don't have to do that anymore. Now I just give it to the Roca Sifter, and it just tells me, here are the cards worth 25 cents. And then I take those cards that are worth 25 cents or more, and I list them onto eBay. But I have to run them through the Rico scanner to get them scanned in. I don't mind scanning them twice. It'll still save me a significant amount of time. Scratches are probably still there, just more faint. With what? The rollers? I've not had any scratches with the rollers, if that's what you're talking about. Do you have a video that covers your general pricing guide for your eBay listing? Line of the card is worth X range, and I price it approximately Y. I don't have a specific video, Tiger. I mean, I probably do talk about my pricing in my videos, but I don't know which one it would have been. This is the problem with naming my videos like I do. It's kind of hard to like send people to a certain video to know exactly what I'm going over. But ultimately, if it's 50 cents or lower, I list it as $1.99. If it's 50 cents to the dollar, it's $2.49. If it's $1 to $1.50, it's $2.99. Or yeah, $2.99. $1.50 to $2, it's $3.49, and just kind of goes up from there. If it's a bigger card, I kind of check eBay sold and see what they're going for roughly. This is based on TCG market, and then I kind of go from there on what it is. I usually add a couple dollars. Death Snore's got like a little smudge. I usually add like a couple dollars to my orders. I will start doing like a percentage base above market is what I want to start doing on eBay for once I start getting collections. I'm thinking about doing like a 10% above market just so I can make sure that I'm going to be getting enough percentage that I don't have to worry about like losing money or like breaking even when I buy collections. So if I can buy at 70 or 75%, that I can still make sure I'm making money that way. Market is 75. I have them at 125 playable, and I'm using 40% above market. Market is 75. I have them at 125 playable. Oh, I gotcha. And they still sell. That's pretty legit. Treble, welcome. Question for you. I recently purchased my first collection at 70%. Some of the cards are marked around $19 to $23. How would you handle the cards that sell over 20 and don't qualify for ESE? Mark them as either $19.99 or mark them as $24.99. Anything in between, you're going to lose more money. That's what I would say. That's what I say. Don't be afraid to mark them a little higher. What you could do if you really want to get market price for them is then list those on TCG Player. But because TCG Player you can go up to like $50 in a plain white envelope. You don't have to have tracked. So you could sell it on TCG Player if you just want to get rid of them that way. But that's what I would say in regards to listing. It's a good question. I just started my journey buying a load of bulk in the printer you're using. Do I need to do anything to the printer so it doesn't hurt the cards? Yes. You'll need to take off the middle piece. Watch Max Packs Wax, and you're just going to kind of have to mess with it yourself. Max Packs Wax or Max Wax Packs. I need to get it down, whichever one it is. He has videos on how to make sure that it doesn't scratch. I was getting scratches down the middle of the cards. Just make sure you run energies through the scanner a lot and figure out what, like run a bunch of like low value cards that you don't care about in the scanner, because you're gonna damage it for a while until you figure out what's gonna work for you. But what I did is I took out the middle piece, put the roller back in, and it fixed it. Only change I made was removing the first roller. It left indents in the cards. I don't see scratches from the middle part of mine. Yeah. Some people said the first roller, that's what fixed it. That seemed to have had a problem with mine. It's weird. The scanner is like finicky, and everyone has different experiences with it, so it's kind of weird. I am not here. You are not here, Draco. Oki's sliver dude. High pricing is in every other video. Yeah, it really is. So figured out my scanner issue. It's with him dropping. Dropping when I put the stack in, it drops but doesn't grab anything, and then I have to slide the cards in manually for it to grab. Not sure how to fix. Any ideas? So what did you take out, Bronze? What have you done to it? If you took out the roller, put the roller back. Because I was having the same issue, and either they were grabbing too many cards or they weren't grabbing any. I took out the middle piece, put the roller back, and it fixed it. Now, some people say you need to get the 3D part that Max Packs wax prints, and you can look into getting that as well. Almost within 24 hours they sell. That's legit. Anyone doing this as a full-time gig? That's interesting. Anybody in the chat doing full-time? I sure as hell am not. Bulk Beyond. Thanks. I price things at 120% market on TCG Player and things still move quickly. Yeah, I bet. I don't doubt it. I'm looking to do this full-time, but building a savings just in case. Yeah, I think there's a chance that I'll be doing this full-time as well. But yeah, I'd have to do a lot before I get there. With my scanner, I couldn't help the scratches and stuff over time. Sometimes it did and sometimes not. I literally just scanner them all now in sleeves and have peace of mind. Yeah, that's true. You can do that too. I had not the feeding issue. I had to clean mine to fix it. Yeah. Especially the 8 rubber rollers. Yes, I clean those every time. Yep. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Put it in if you're scanning sleeves. Take it out if you're scanning sleeves. Put it in if you're not. I hadn't used eBay in a while, so they deactivated my account. It can't be reactivated, so I made a new account and got immediately restricted, so I can't list or bid. Only do buy now purchases. Really? That's weird, Skylar. I've not heard that. You can't reactivate an account? Why was it deactivated? Like, did you just, like, since you didn't use it? Think I just underpriced the hell out of Cosmo Hollow Air Bleed with a swirl, sold in 5 minutes at 15. Yeah, it's always iffy when you get a sale really quick. You're like, oh, that's pretty cool, but I probably should have listed higher. Yep, I use isopropyl alcohol, yep. So we'll see on TCG Player only until they decide I'm not a scammer. Yeah, I gotcha. Yep, microfiber towels and some alcohol. Yep, you got it, Bronze God. Bronze God, you know what I was thinking? I don't even know your actual first name. What is your first name? I just thought of it the other day. I was like, I don't know his first name. That's crazy. You might have said it and I just forgot it. But I don't think I've heard you say it. Like in one of your videos. I'm in the UK, so TCG Player is not a thing for us planning on using eBay. Any idea what I should start base price-wise for the lower cards? I do $1.99. You could probably do, I think the pound is worth a little bit more, so you can maybe do like $1.50 for you, Cat, but I'm not sure. You'd probably have to play with it. Something that helped me with mine was placing the cards horizontally into the scanner. That gives the rollers more surface area to grip on instead of just rolling the scanner surface multiple times. Yeah, I did that too for a while. I switched back to just doing vertical, but I did that for a while as well. But still get scratches every now and then. Interesting. And moist, damp rag. I not wipe the camera with it though. I wipe the cameras with it. I have not a problem. Micro and ISO think they have some at the pharmacy. Yeah, there you go. Yep. Go to the pharmacy to get it. I know a guy. Yeah, they did email me and warn me it's going to be activated. Guess I should have listened. Interesting. I had not heard that. I didn't know they deactivated after a while. Because mine was dormant for a really long time too. I had the same thing today. I listed some Pokepads and they sold in literally 4 minutes. Yeah, those will go quick. The guys from SourceSwift use Windex. I used Windex and had and I was from their suggestion, and I had so many scan lines. And so when I switched away from that and went back to isopropyl alcohol, it cleaned it way better for me. But that was just my experience. Oh, I need this is a promo. Hell yeah. That's a pre-release promo. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But it might work for other people, but for me personally, I use isopropyl alcohol because Windex definitely gave me a ton of scan lines. And then when I started using isopropyl alcohol, the scan lines went away. So I had a much better experience using isopropyl alcohol. So that's all I use now. Choo, choo, choo. Choo, choo, choo. Oh. Why are they recommending Windex on electronics? They just said it's made to pick up dirt, but yeah, I've not had a ton of experience, or not had a ton of luck with that. So my first card in 20 years. Nice. What was the card, San? Guys, scan lines come from the rollers. They smudge the card when they dirty and get on the scanner glass, so make sure to clean the rollers real good, front and back. Yep. I have to clean basically everything for mine to seem to fix. To clean the plastic, I have to clean I literally just wipe the whole thing down basically with alcohol. Doesn't take long. And it gets rid of the scan lines pretty good. I was doing it with scan lines, and I still sell them with scan lines in them. You know, they do sell, but I try to make them as clean as possible now. I've gotten better at my process when it comes to scan lines. And that's the thing with everything. I just feel like when you start getting into this, you get better and better at everything you're doing, and it gets easier and easier. You start to realize what works for you and what doesn't, and what works for some people doesn't work for you. That's just kind of part of it. Especially with this Ricoh scanner, it seems very finicky, and you kind of got to figure out what works for your scanner, because it seems like for some reason some of them act differently. And it makes sense because they aren't built for cards. You know, they're not really made for that kind of thing, but they work for cards, but they weren't made for that. Let's see. Is there anything we can sort by? We did title length. They now have title length you can sort by, which is awesome. Celebrations. Alrighty, that's that. Okay. I think we got them. Ladies and gentlemen, we got them. These are LP. Yeah, price. Oh, I'm doing the wrong price. I was like, what? There we go. This Weavile is interesting. Worth $4.99. This will go to $2.99. $2.99. $2.49. You know, celebration cards really haven't sold well for me. What has sold well for me are these Pokemon Go holos. I will say I sell a good amount of these every day. Not every day, but I sell a good amount of these in general. All right, the rest can be... Looks like the rest can be $1.99, and we can get to listing these 100. Perfect. Another one down. Oh, I made that lowercase. That's going to bother me. That is going to bother me. It's lowercase a. Oh, no. It doesn't change anything, but for some... Oh, I had it as uppercase. Why did it save as lowercase? Maybe it's just how it does it. I don't know. Maybe I'm dumb. Okay. Now, what was the B that we're on? What is the next bulk? Well, let me label this. Let me throw this in our inventory. Oh, what is we at? A54. A54. Hell yeah, brother. Another 100 cards listed. Let's get 200 more cards listed. More Sword and Shield. Mostly Sword and Shield Hollows is what that was. Let me throw these cards back to where they belong before I forget. We had a lot of cards to condition. Always got to be conditioning cards too. Let's see. We are on B63. Got 3 bags ready to go. Look at me being prepared. But I need 4. But regardless, Let's do B63-1. Lightly played English Pokemon. Yep. And we're actually going to do this. This is one thing I like to do when it comes to getting all these listed, is I will process them and then I just open a new tab so I can keep track of everything. B0064-1. And then upload them so they can all just be going while I'm going through these. So I don't miss anything and don't waste time waiting for this card uploader to move on to the next batch. B0065-1. Open. And then B0066 dash. Don't forget the -1 or else it's going to be really annoying to fix. All right. Those are all uploading and ready to go. All right. What's 121% match database card mean? I don't know. Where did you see that, Skylar? I love watching your videos. It's helping me gain more confidence with wanting to start this. And much like you, I'm starting from 0 to... Nice. That's awesome, Kat. That's good. I'm glad I can help. It's always encouraging to hear that people find my videos encouraging. That's always interesting to hear. I'm surprised by that at times. But I appreciate it. Like they're super oh yeah, like the confidence level. I don't know. That's a good question. They're overly confident. There's no way that could be a mistake. Got some cards from your store. Hey, Brett, I appreciate it. What'd you pick up? I can check. I had eBay open earlier. You got Venusaur and Venusaur. Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah. I appreciate it, man. We just listed one of these Venusaurs. But it wasn't near mint, it was lightly played. I appreciate you, Brett. Phantom, the collection I bought today, I used PokePassers throw in the bulk and I'll meet you where you want. Trick, and it worked. Hell yeah, Chico, that's awesome. How much bulk did you get with it? What's up, Phantom? Just hit 10,000 list of cards with each new player yesterday, 2 months in. That's awesome, Elias. That's awesome. Congrats, Elias. How are sales doing for you? All right, let me grab a team bag so I can label this last one. Speaking of team bags, I should be getting in more team bags tomorrow, I hope, because I am low. Wait, no, I already got them in. Never mind. I already got them in. I forgot. I already got those in. I sold them. Oh, I said I was going to show you guys the inside of the scanner, and I've not done that. I can do that right now. Let me do that right now. I can show you guys the inside of my scanner and show you what I did. But let me first put this sticker on. Said I was going to do that and then I didn't. I apologize. I'm a forgetful person. It's not out of because I didn't want to do it. It's because I'm a very, very forgetful person. I forget everything. I would forget my head if it wasn't screwed on barely. B66. I feel like such an old man saying that. I'd forget my head if it wasn't screwed on. Nailed the joke. All right, let me show you guys. Let me show you guys the scanner. The inside of my scanner. You guys want to see the inside of my scanner? Nah. Okay. So, there is a piece right here, I think is where it is. Yes, it comes right here, I think, usually. Somewhere around in this middle area. And I took it out. I took out the piece, and it's pretty easy to take out. This roller you can take out as well if you hit, where's the button? Where's the thing? I think it's this. You can take out this roller. I put this roller back in. I took it out to take the middle piece off, and then I put it back there. Okay, this is where the middle piece goes. This middle piece I take out, and there's little springs that come with it, and I taped it to the back here. This little piece is where it's at. I taped it so I wouldn't forget where it's at, but that is where it goes, and you take that out. I put the roller back in, and then I have literally not had problems with my scanner since I did that. No scratches, no smudges, no anything. I've never had a problem with this scanner after I did that. So that is how I fixed Miskana. For those that were wondering. All right, let me catch up with the chat. Couple of Venusaurs for the master set. That was the prompt in me to check. Hell yeah, that's awesome, Brett. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad I can help you with the master set. I'm glad I could help. 1,500 cards, reverse hollows, hollows for Ascended, Destined, in perfect order. Nice. Hell yeah, that's legit. You got those for free? Alongside the collection you bought? Business is picking up. Just got 4 DMs on Facebook Marketplace from a previous pickup. Hell yeah, David. That's awesome. I need to renew my listing. I haven't renewed my marketplace listing for buying bulk. I need to do that. I need to put it in my local local store and everything else, or local group rather. Honestly, I'm buying a collection. It should be here on Monday for someone that emailed me wanting to sell me their collection. And so we're spending $850 on that. And then I've got some bulk coming in from, I think, 2 different people also that sold to me online, that are reviewers of the channel. So those should be coming in the next couple days as well. So we got a lot coming in, so I really don't need more bulk in theory. I mean, I'm always needing more bulk, but we're going to have to go through that first before we can go into any more craziness. We need to get some bulk sold off. We've got a lot to sell, but the buyer that buys my sifted bulk only wants to buy 100,000 at a time, at least the new buyer that I found. So it's going to be a bit before I can do that. All right, let's search Hollow, make sure there's no Hollow. Search deck, make sure there's no deck exclusives. Sort by TCG player price. These Dedenes are legit. I list them for 5. I don't think I've actually sold too many of them though. I'd have to check. $2.99, $2.99, $2.99 on those. Some biatches. Ralts $2.99. $2.99. Koffa Grigus. $2.49. Some decent cards in this. Decently priced card. Usually I have to scroll down just a little bit to get to cards under 50 cents, and then I keep that $2 mark. Okay, that's the rest of them. Export, upload, choose file, downloads. Why is it doing lowercase? What's going on? I don't want those to save as lowercase when I go to eBay. It doesn't matter, but it's kind of bothering me. Wait. And it changes this. Surely this isn't what it was listed as. Okay, I'm going to search. They changed something on TCG or on Card Uploader that is throwing things off. Let me go to webcam just in case I'm putting anything I shouldn't. Okay, it is uppercase. We're good. We're good. It's labeling as uppercase. We're fine. Okay. That's all I cared about. That's a stupid thing to care about, but it is a little bit, it would just bother me that one's lowercase and one's uppercase. Okay. Next set is Natu to start us off. Got it. Business results may vary. What's that, Matt Castle? For what? Do you have a vid on how you package up orders? I do, kind of, but I need to make a dedicated shipping video, Elo. Put it in your local Pokemon group I post on their page, and apparently my price is way better than their LCS, and the LCS want too much work for the price they pay. Yeah. I definitely have found a lot of success there. Not sure if it applies to Pokemon, but I've been pretty lucky buying Magic collections on eBay and my local Facebook groups. Nice. Yeah, Magic seems to be pretty easy to pick up. I don't need more Magic bulk. I still got plenty of Magic bulk to go through, but I always need Pokemon bulk. But Magic really just hasn't really sold as well as I was hoping it would so far. Granted, I don't have a ton listed. I probably only have about 1,000 Magic cards listed. But even with that, I'm really surprised at how little it's sold. So there's a chance that if I get up to like 3,000 listings and I don't see the kind of sales that I'm hoping to see on Magic, I might just start listing my Magic on TCG Player, which I don't really want to do. But we'll see. We'll see. Because once this Sifter gets here, once this Rogue Sifter gets here, I don't mind, like, stocking up on... I was like going to go through a bunch of bulk with my magic bulk, and I was just like, you know what? I can just pile up a bunch of magic bulk and just wait until the sifter gets here and just be having the sifter run constantly for the first like month I get it. So I don't mind picking up a bunch of magic bulk that I'm not necessarily going to be listing just quite yet, because I will be eventually getting around to it. Oh, Espeon. We like that. We like that. 29, 29, 29, 49. Damn, I have a headache. Holy cow, lots of Pachirisus. All right. That's the rest of it. $64, $64, $64 ceiling. I'm not sure if it applies to Pokemon, but I've been pretty lucky buying magic. Oh, yeah, I read that. It takes your OCD. Yeah, a little bit. It seems like you list only holo or reverse holos. You don't waste your time with commons and uncommons. No, Elo, I'm literally listing commons and uncommons right as we speak. But I just do it if it's older than Sun and Moon. But when I'm doing non-holos, I put them in these team bags like this, and then I label them separately and put them in a separate like inventory spot so that they take a little longer to pull that way. But since I don't want to penny sleeve every single one of these with numbered penny sleeves, it saves a lot of time on that end, having to not worry about that. So I got the idea from Ryan, with who we did our seminar with, Lugia's Den. He gave me that idea, and I was like, I need to do that, and I've been doing that, and it's pretty good. It's a pretty good way to do it, and I've had a lot of success doing it that way. So that is what I do. Man, do I have a headache, ladies and gents. I don't know why, but I have a headache. Okay. Search holo, make sure there's no holos. Search deck, make sure there's no deck. And buy TCG player price. There we go. 299. 299. 249. Oop. There's 65. And last one, and we'll have uploaded 100 or 300 cards. And we're only 50 minutes into the live stream. That's pretty legit. I mean, for me, usually I'm pretty slow at listing on live stream. So the fact that we are going to get through this many is pretty impressive for me. That doesn't happen every time. That's for sure. We need to go grab some magic bulk and list that. Maybe that's what we can do after this. Maybe we'll grab some magic bulk and get to listing. There we go. That is done. And same thing. Search holo. Search deck. Nope. Sort by TCG player. Nope. Don't sort by SKU. By price. There we go. $2.99. Oh, wait. No, I do $3.49, right? Don't know why it's saying my previous listed was $1.99. I hope I wasn't listing those for $1.99. Yo, $2.67. $3.99 on these Laprases. Yes, please. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. We just listed 300 cards that fast. Hell yeah. All right. Mike, it's going well. How are you? I haven't had luck with MTG, but I also don't know what's good and what isn't good for MTG. Yeah, I mostly just do it by the price. Captain, welcome. Sales are good and consistent. For some reason, I get slower sales Friday and Saturday. They get slammed Sunday night and Monday morning. Interesting. Elias, I seem to be getting slammed on Saturdays and Sundays mostly. Saturdays and Sundays do the best for me, it seems. Started selling Magic on eBay a couple weeks ago and didn't start getting consistent orders until I had over 3,000 to 4,000 listed. So you'll hopefully see an uptick once you hit 3,000 listings with Magic. Interesting, Uranus. That's good to hear. I hope that I start to see a big uptick. Using Card Uploader and you click a card condition as MP or HP, does it change the condition section as well, or does it just show on the title? It changes both, as far as I know. So wondering since the condition defaults on Card Uploader are MP, LP, MP versus eBay's near mint, excellent, very good, poor. Yeah, I think it just kind of goes with both of those, as far as I understand it. Salim. Just had to come in and grab 2 Gengars, but he did it in 2 different purchases. Can I ship with 1 PD with ESE? Yes. You can combine orders, Crazy Carl. Yep. When you go to do the shipping, you can click combine orders. It'll ask you to combine them, and you can combine them. I also threw into this Card Uploaders Discord. I don't know how hard it would be to do, but I would love to use to be able to move down pricing boxes with the arrow keys. That would be nice. That would be very nice, David. When will I see you again? When will you see me again, Virtue? I don't know. I mean, I'm right here. Can you list how TCG play the same way as eBay? Scan Chaos Sword upload. In theory, you could, but I wouldn't, Dinosaur, just because TCG Player doesn't support chaos sorting by default, and it you have to go through a weird way to get it to work. And I tried to do it through TCG Automate, and I mean, it just also wasn't working the way it should have. But also, I just wasn't a fan, so I decided against that, but it's kind of up to you. But I almost bought 12 Ziploc bags and 4 boxes of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. They were 20 bucks. I know nothing about it, though, so I decided against it. I got you, Clee. I did see that. That didn't seem terrible. Like, if you would have picked it up, you probably would have made your money back, but no worries on passing it. You'll get other opportunities. Thoughts on the upcoming MTG Marvel set? I actually pre-ordered forever ago something on Amazon for it. Let me actually check that. I can't show you guys my Amazon, I don't think, but let me see if I can check. Is it the one? Wait, let me look. I ordered it forever. Someone said something about it on my Discord, and I was like, that looks awesome. I should order a box. And then that was forever ago. We got a not shipped yet. Yeah, Magic the Gathering Marvel Superheroes Bundle Gift Edition. Deluxe Bundle with 1 collector booster, 9 play boosters, 30 lands, 1 all art card, and exclusive accessories. So yeah, I bought that for, what? I spent $192 on that? Oh, I bought 2 of them. I probably bought my brother one as well. That's probably why. $90. Wow, those are not cheap. I purchased that in January. I purchased those 3 months ago. Still not coming out until July. So I still got a ways to wait. But I saw that, I was like, that looks legit. Was the 300 cards on eBay or TCG Player? This was TCG or eBay, Andrew. I only sell on eBay now. I'm good, thanks. Thinking about picking up the scanner, but wondering how you would avoid putting marks on cards when you run them. Mike, we just talked about that. The base, I showed it. If you rewind the stream, you can look at it, but I showed the inside of it. There's a middle piece that you take out, and once you take out that middle piece, you can put the roller back in, and then that's all I did to make it work. But you kind of got to test it, because some people didn't have success doing that, so it can kind of vary depending on the scanner. You're taking a risk if Card Uploader goes down. I still do alphabetical, but use Card Uploader to make a CSV. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, David. You pronounced my name correctly. Very impressed. Salim, I'm glad. I'm glad. You know, it's always encouraging whenever somebody says that I pronounce their name right, because I feel like all the time I don't, and I feel like most of the time when I don't pronounce someone's name right, they don't correct me, and they just let it happen. I hope someone would correct. Like, I want to say your guys' names correctly, but when I get it right, so I only get like validation when I get it right. So I just think I'm like, damn, I'm nailing these names, dude. But ultimately, I'm probably just not being told when I'm wrong. Well, I'm glad I can pronounce your name correctly. No FOMO here. Yeah. What up? What up, Lance? How you doing, man? You going live later? Business expense? Yeah. Thank you, Phantom. Of course. I'll watch the VOD after 3 minutes. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I got you, Mike. He messes my name up all the time. You're right. Donathy. Doan. I call you Doan. Dome. Got him. All right, let me grab some Magic cards. Now that Lance is in here, we gotta show off some Magic cards. You know what I mean? We gotta show off some Magic cards, dude. Let's get to listing some Magic. We gotta list some Magic, y'all. We gotta list some Magic. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alrighty, and then let's grab from the back. That should be perfect. Okay, 100 Magic cards. Let's get to listing. Let's get to listing. Let's list 100 Magic cards. Oh, nope, taking the day off. Saw Project Hail Mary in a tornado warning. Saw Project Hail Mary in a tornado warning. What's Project Hail Mary? I saw my wife, she was driving home tonight and she was on 65 just north of downtown, and I was watching WTHR on my phone as I was talking to her on the phone, and they were like zooming in on the spot that she's like, I was like, Elise, where are you at? And she's like, I don't know, because she doesn't know roads very well. She's like, I'm on like 65, and what's the road that was right there? Some road. And I was like, the guy is zooming into like your car right now, basically, and talking about there's a tornado right here. And I'm like, Elise, are you okay? But she got home safe, which was good. It's pronounced Skylar, pronounced Robert. Yes, exactly. Nice to meet you, Bob. Tried using DC Model, what it's called, but eBay has been hard to post stuff to, so it's too time consuming. Luis, I would suggest Card Uploader over TCG Automate, but yeah, it does take time if you don't have a scanner. It's a movie. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I've not heard of that movie. I don't think I've watched it. Do my eBay page. List more. Luis, the answer is always list more. You're selling Sun and Moon era cards. If you ever find Ultra Prism, look for reverse Alolan Vulpix. They go for around $15 near mint for a comic card. I think I've actually sold that card before. I'm pretty sure I have. Maybe not Ultra Prism. Is Ultra Prism the ones with like the diamonds in the middle? Maybe I haven't had that one. Had a crazy fucking day. What'd you do, Bruce? How'd you do? And a great book. Much nerdier. Nice. Sorry, $15 for LP and $18 for near mint. That's legit. I need to learn what things I need to type in the listing. Luis, that's what's nice about Card Uploader, is it'll solve all that for you. You don't have to worry about figuring out what to name it and do all that stuff. Card Uploader does all of that. All of the hard labor and none of the worry. All for $10 a month for unlimited scans. Use code Phantom. I don't have a code. I have a link in the description, but I thought it was funnier to say that, which is stupid. Anyway, let's scan in some cards. Let's scan in some Magic cards. Are we going to have some scan lines? I haven't cleaned it. We just ran through the scanner and it was fine, but sometimes when you wait a little bit, there's some dust that gets in it. There's some dust! That bastard. Nah, I need to clean it. That's what I get for not cleaning. That's what I get for not cleaning. Let's try this again. But I need to clean the freaking scanner. You guys don't need to watch me clean the scanner. I'll just chat to you. Why do I have a headache? It is annoying. It is annoying. Let's just clean the whole scanner again. Why not? Might as well. Get her nice and clean, like. My wife and I have started a new Netflix series. It's about, what is it called? It's about this really fundamentalist Mormon church, LDS. It's like a fundamentalist LDS church. It is. We watched the first episode and it was disturbing, but also really like, it was like one of those, it's disturbing, but it's like you can't look away. It's just one of those things you're like, damn, people are this crazy. And we started that yesterday, so there's a chance, depending on what time she gets home, that we continue that. Oh, what do I do? Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. And I've started a show called Black Monday. I don't know if anyone's watched it, but it is hilarious. So I've been watching that recently. There's a scan line, you son of a bitch. It's like right there. Okay, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this. It's gonna not be a scan line. We're going to fix this. I promise. I promise. I promise. Why not? Why are you being annoying is what I'm wondering. Why are you not wanting to wick with me? All right, let's try that. Will you work now? These are all 25-cent cards, basically, so it's not like, well, 25 cents to $1. Not like anyone's going to be losing their mind over these, but if I can continue with no scan lines, that would be best. Ah, it's so annoying! Sometimes you gotta like do a dance to make this thing work. All right, let me catch up with chat. Alrighty. How much is card uploader? You answer that as soon as I typed it. Yeah, $10 a month. Would you recommend unsleeving cards before you scan them? Just got a Pokemon collection of 300 sleeved unlimited cards. Currently take front and back photos with my phone. Reforge, just make sure if you just got the scanner, just make sure your scanner isn't scratching things, and then you should be fine. But I wouldn't do it unless you make sure you run through a bunch of low value cards. How much is this scanner? It's like $650 on Amazon. 700, yeah. 57 orders for $851 after fees. Holy shit, Bruce! Damn. What all sold? That's legit. Is Pokemon bulk generally cleaner? I feel like my Magic bulk is always kind of grimy. I think so, and I think it's maybe because I always get older bulk, but I don't know. I do seem to think that my Pokemon bulk is always cleaner, and I don't know why that is. Maybe the Magic cards pick up dirt easier. I don't know how it works with Magic cards. They should advertise it on their website. Yeah, it does. It works with Magic. Always be wiping. Yup. Scarlet Violet bulk seems clean from the foil folks I've received from usually. You near me? Yeah, for sure. So this is newer. Card uploader, the only thing I need to list cards on eBay that fast? Yep. Well, and a scanner. Yep. What is the church show called? Oh, what is it called? Let me grab my phone. It's a really good show so far. It's like a 3-episode docu-series. Oop. It is called... Give me a second. Trust Me, the False Prophet. It's called Trust Me, the False Prophet. Bring camera with you? Yeah, so I was, but I didn't really get much value for that. Is the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? No. I think everyone got paid today and decided they wanted to go buy cardboard. Yeah, that's actually funny that you say that, Bruce, because I've gotten a lot more sales on my eBay today than I normally do. Let me check what we're up to. But the problem is everyone's buying one card, and that's the worst. One card is where I don't make as much money. Come on, make me more money. Buy more than one card. Yeah, so one card, two card, one 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 card, 4 cards, one card, like so many 1-card orders. And then this one was like a 13-card order. 7-card order, I lied. 1 card. I got two non-1-card orders and I've got so many orders. How many orders are we up to today? 24 orders and only 2 of those are multi-card orders. That's crazy. It's usually never like that. Usually I get a lot of multi-card orders, so seeing it be a little low is kind of depressing. I've been able to upload photos on my phone to card upload pretty easy. Yep, it's definitely doable. She ordered a Cosmo Bulbasaur for me. Hey, Captain, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. I'll get it out tomorrow. Magic bulk is always dirty as fuck. Yeah, it seems like it. Magic has played more, so probably more touches. That's a good point, too. Had my first sale today. Nice, Andrew. What was it? My Yu-Gi-Oh! Rarity 5 with today's sales. I'm in the black, and I still have about 2,500 more cards from the 2 cases, so all will be profit. That's legit, Bruce. I'm jealous. I need to open some. I need to go get some. I've had Goose Egg today, but I had 153 card order yesterday. That was amazing. Hell yeah. What did they order? I'm thinking about switching to buy 3, get 1 for the 199 cards and keeping the buy 3, get 50% off the stuff above. Yeah, it'll interesting to see how that works out for you, Carl. I'm gonna change that. I'm looking at your cards right now. Definitely a multi-card. You gotta do that, Mike. No. That wasn't me trying to convince y'all to buy something from me. You don't need to do all that. That wasn't me trying to convince y'all. I apologize. That was more so just me saying that it's surprising because I don't normally see that as often. If you want to buy something, great. But Mike, definitely don't feel pressured, and I don't want anyone to ever feel pressured to buy from you. I appreciate everyone who does, though. It always helps. Always helps. All right, I'm going to do a full wipe down. Try to get this thing clean so I can make sure this magic bulk goes through without a hitch. Why not? I always have that song in my head every single time we do a damn live stream. Every time. Never, ever fails. Okay. Come on. Don't give me any scan lines, you bitch. No scan lines, no scan lines, no scan lines. You guys ever watch that documentary of the guy oh, you guys can't even see what I'm doing. The documentary of the guy that like scammed or like didn't scam it, but he figured out that you could make money. And he was able to read and do the no whammy game. You know what I'm talking about? You guys know what I'm talking about? I'm talking crazy if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, but there's a game called I don't know what it's actually called. I don't think it's called whammies, but I always called it whammies. But you'd have to like click a button and knock at the whammies and you would lose. And this guy, there's like a +1 roll that you would get on the board. And he realized by watching the show so many times that he could actually game the system and get unlimited spins and just keep making money over and over and over again. And he did it. And then they tried to sue him and not pay him for it. And there's a documentary about how he was able to get away with it. I think he ended up getting paid, which was pretty cool. I was like, he's cheating in the sense that like he just figured out that they didn't have it random and that there was a system to it, and he figured that system out and then made like a ton of money doing it. Yep, I usually do a PWE unless there's over 18 cards. Trying to drive the multi-card orders, yeah. Right at the $100 orders from the past set. That's sick, dude. When you get multiple card orders, I know, but legit, I opened it earlier. I want to add to my Snorlax collection. It's the only card I collect. Oh, I got you. Actually, I don't know if you collect jumbo cards, Mike. I appreciate you ordering from me. But I just sold a Snorlax VMAX jumbo card. So it's funny you say that. Alrighty. Let me switch this to Magic. These are near mint. This is B67. This is Magic cards. And this is Hebei 6. There we go. Open, process. And then we will do the other batch. B68-1. Near mint, Magic the Gathering. eBay C7. And process those. Perfect. Now we need to go get 2 team bags, label them, and we will have 100 more Magic cards listed like that. We're killing it, y'all. 300 Pokemon, 100 Magic, 400 cards listed today already. And I wasn't even that productive today. Imagine if I had been productive today like I should have been and got 500 listed off stream and then 400 more. We could have had almost 1,000 listed, but you know, 'tis what it is. Sometimes you just need an off day a little. Sometimes you need an unproductive day, and that's all right. Still got my PPPs, still made sure to do my PPPs, still made sure to do my my rectums, but we didn't do our ABLs until later in the evening. What is it? What are we on? We're 67, right? 67, 68. Okay. Oh, press your luck. Yes, that was it. B67, B68. Yep, press your luck. That's what it was called. Yep. That show was awesome. I loved that show. Oh, God. Okay, let me catch up. I'm really behind. I know everyone has been saying that buying releases and losing money. I know I have been out for several years, but every time I buy cases, I make money back. I mean, from Yu-Gi-Oh, that's probably the case, especially if you sell it right when it comes out. That's legit. Where do you buy them from, Bruce? Ton of vintage bulk. The Tinka Tuff is from PF and a couple Topps cards. Nice. That's awesome. 500 card listed. I'm scared I'll run out of inventory to scan before the eBay Plus card uploader subscription fees eat me alive. I mean, the card uploader subscription is only $10 and it's unlimited before, so you don't have to worry about that. But if you need more listings reforged, you'll have to buy the store subscription. Now, with that being said, I don't sleep much leading up to release the week after, so I can get everything listed and price to sell. I have nothing that I pull because I want to get that money. Hey, that's not a bad idea, Bruce. Yeah, you definitely want to get that listed as soon as possible because it sells really well. Now my Monday is busy. In 20 minutes, I had 3 or 4 people agree to meet up in one location 50 minutes apart before anyone is concerned. It's in front of the local PD. Nice, David. That's a good problem. And I like when you can get them all in one area in one time. I did 3 orders like that one time. They were all like 10 minutes apart. He got sued and lost. They lost. He won? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, I thought he won. Yeah. It's called Pressure Luck. Yes. Pretty sure the game show's called. Yes, you guys got it. People keep talking about the PSA lawsuit, but it seems like nothing burger. CGC has 18% of the market. When a judge sees they are cheaper, just easy to sub, he will laugh. I mean, I don't know about the like legality of it. I mean, if anyone thinks that PSA is not a monopoly, I have a bridge to sell them. But that being said, it'll get thrown out not because it's not legally viable, but because no one actually loses those lawsuits because we're in America, and if there's one thing America loves is shitty monopolies taking over everything. So I don't have any. I agree with you. I think it's a nothing burger, and I think it's going to get thrown out the day it gets put up. And I think everyone's kind of talking about it because it's just easy to shit on PSA right now and just to pile on. I would agree with that. What is the scanner you use? It's the FI8170. It is in the description. 7, good question. The video is what made me open the page earlier. Then I got tied up putting the kids to bed. I got you, Mike. Yeah, I did list a lot more of those. Ever hear about the lady who won the jackpot on the slot machine, but they offered her a steak dinner instead? The casino deemed it a machine error. No, what the hell? How do you ship those jumbo cards? I just ordered some penny sleeves for them. You can do them through BCW. They're basically like portrait sleeves. And then I ordered some of these like big envelopes that you can buy as well. When I will make a video on how to ship those eventually. And when I do, you can check that out, Elo. But today I just put it in a bubble mailer and I put cardboard. And that's how I send it out today. I meant that I hear everyone on say Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a losing game on case ripping since I came back from a 3-year hiatus. Interesting. I've not heard about the case ripping with Yu-Gi-Oh! I know Yu-Gi-Oh! Used to be profitable back years ago. I used to know someone that would do it a lot. But I don't know. I mean, definitely with this newest set. But have you been doing it with other sets and have success too, Bruce? Do you sleeve all your hollow reverse hollows or do you pick a price to hit? I do sleeve all my hollows and reverse hollows, yeah. PSA lawsuit will be nothing. If you get anything, it might be a check where the stamp costs more than... Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, it's one of those... they'll just settle it if they have to. And they've got the money to do that. Well, yeah, because it's a class action lawsuit, right? It's not actually like a... It's a civil suit, not like something that like a lawyer can't come in and... Or a judge can't come in and like break them apart or anything. Is that the collection you bought last month? Shop around for Yu-Gi-Oh! And any other games I buy cases for releases to see since I don't have a brick and mortar, especially for Yu-Gi-Oh! You can't get with a distro. Yeah, I gotcha. Yep, that's the same thing with Magic. That's legit though. That's pretty cool. You're allowed to have a monopoly in America. You're not allowed to take illegal, non-competitive action to get a monopoly. I mean, you're not allowed to have a monopoly in America. I mean, in theory, you're not allowed to have a monopoly. The only monopolies we allow are like, what is it? Municipality-owned monopolies, like what it should be internet, but it's water and electricity and things like that. But they need to add internet to that, which is stupid, but they won't because it makes too much money. I mean, we've just done. I mean, okay, I'm not going to get into the politics of it, but where America's bad at breaking apart monopolies, we are always terrible at it. They're only monopoly because we keep giving them all our money. I mean, that you could say that about every single company, every single monopoly ever. That's the problem with monopolies. They become too big, and that's why they're a problem. They get to dictate how the world works when it comes to monopolies. That's why they're supposed to be broken apart. You could say that about every monopoly that ever existed. You could say that about, I mean, the old, most ridiculous monopolies that started all monopoly laws, back with like the oil and the, who was it? Who's the main guy with the trains? Fuck. Rockefeller. Is it Rockefeller with the trains? I might be mixing that up. Like, yeah, everyone gave them their money because it's the only way they had it, you know? Best way to get rid of monopolies is to stop using them. There are other options. Yeah, but you can't convince everyone to stop using them. And there are other options, but that's like saying, I don't know. It's when Amazon comes into an area, they destroy local businesses. You could stop buying from Amazon. You could, but no one else is going to. It's too convenient. It's too nice. And they know that, and they destroy local businesses because they can bring their prices down, and they can beat them on price, they can beat them on convenience, and then they can jack up the prices when they get them out of there, or continue to have bad business practices. We're going to mention this. I shouldn't be talking about this. This isn't Pokemon or Magic related or anything, but anyway, I'm getting too much into the weed of politics, so I don't need to do that. How do you price cards that have no listings, same as last sold, or go higher with offers on? I don't know if I've even listed a card with no listings, to be honest with you, Andrew. I don't know. PSA to the judge, Your Honor, we have the solution. We'll buy CDC, problems solved. Exactly. Yeah. Class action, do anyone can stake a claim on the pool? Yeah. Some I found my case on Facebook, but I usually find a reputable store that has a tendency to have the case delivered to my house on or before release date. Interesting. So were you able to get that when you bought it on Facebook? Electric company, rail companies, yeah. I've got to see if I can get Micro Center to price match Amazon for the scanner. I can save an extra 10% with my credit card there. Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't think about that, Mike. That's a good idea. Telephone services for monopolies. Yeah, they were. I remember that was the last time a big. Was it? No, were they even blocked? Wasn't like AT&T blocked from a monopoly years ago? He was oil. Sorry, Carnegie. Carnegie is who I was thinking of. It's the steel, but yeah, mostly it was the trains. Who was the trains then? Because there was somebody specifically for trains, or was it steel and they just did it mostly with trains? Would you prioritize listing modern hollows and reverse hollows, or mid-era commons and uncommons first? Mid-era stuff, in my opinion. Mid-era. There's a lot less people with mid-era stuff than the commons and uncommons of, or than the reverse hollows and hollows. But if it's 151, modern hollows and reverse hollows, or if it's like Cosmo hollows, they'll sell really well. Phones, oil, gas, food, stuff like that's very different because consumers don't have a choice. In theory, yes. But eventually a company becomes too large to where consumers don't have a realistic choice. Just because they have if a company has 99.9% of a market and someone has 0.01% of the market, you can't sit there and say that they're not a monopoly because there's technically competition. It'd be like saying that I'm competing with TCG player. I'm not. You know, like they have the choice to buy from me, even if it was on my own store, but ultimately, now I'm not saying that TCG player is a monopoly, but I'm saying that would be that kind of comparison. Which collections I've been getting a ton. These are mainly the new release for 85, but I have other collections that are getting listed and selling in between the new set. Nice. Do you just buy it like 70% for Yu-Gi-Oh, or can you sell it? Can you buy it even cheaper since Yu-Gi-Oh seems to be a lot more low on the lower end? That you drove down south for? I didn't drive south for 100,000 cards. I bought some up north, about 30 minutes north, for the 200,000 cards I bought, if that's what you're talking about, Carl. Vanderbilt? It might have been Vanderbilt. Yeah. Every cell company today started as Bell Communications, which is AT&T today. The random crap I remember. That's true. Yep. I had my cases for this release the day before ODS's official release, so I started ripping them to get things ready for TCG Player official release. How many cases did you say you bought, Bruce? I think WB just got shut down for a deal because of stuff like this for the monopolies. Yeah, they did. I think I saw that. Hot Wheels, Legos, and Barbie need to be broke up. I mean, those are separate products. Like, that's you're making Don, you're making a little bit of a straw man. Collectible and entertainment companies have ever been broke up? No, they're probably not. No, I don't think they have. I mean, I think PSA is a little different because PSA is a service and not a product. But they're not going to get broken up. Even if they lost this lawsuit, they wouldn't get broken up, and we know that. And I know you know that. They don't. I don't see. Even if this was if it wasn't just a civil lawsuit and they had an opportunity to get broken up, I think they would also not get broken up. But even with then, I don't even necessarily think that PSA is a monopoly. I think they are very close though. But I don't think it's going to change anything, and nothing's going to change for it. Let's see, the Lord of the Rings. This is the worst part about doing Magic Bulk is these titles. Place that, and then Magic the Gathering. Nope. Gathering. Wait, no. Magic the Gathering to MTG. Replace. Still 3 titles. Good Lord. These stupid things have such long titles. Guess we're going to remove Lord of the Universes Beyond. All right. Now we can actually get... Wait, let me search. Well, let me go through them first. Skew. Crazy Carl, my 460,000 is still getting listed. What do you mean 460K? What is that? Sorry, that was Bruce should have tagged. Yeah, I'm thinking of getting good stuff. 2 cases of RA5. I wish at the time I had more capital to get the other 5 to 8 cases. My God, damn. Let me play with my straw. As long as you and I are on the same page. That is, I understand the argument, but yes. We all do it. It's easy to do. Oh, these are listings, or these are lists. Lists. Uma Thurma, whatever it is. Uma. Why not? 205, 84, 178, 185, 98, 70, 68, 31, 223. That is not even close. Is it INR? What is INR? Oh, Innistrad Remastered. Innistrad Remastered. Oh, that was the list. We did have a list card. It's rare that I have list cards. Oh, that's annoying. Let's do... That's 15? Oh, goodness. Let's get rid of... Oh, that's not even enough. I guess we're just going to take out blood double-sided token. That'll work. Okay. Now we should only have one. That's the list. Yep. And we're good. Then sort by TCG player price. $2.49. Then the rest are $1.99. Easy enough. Easy as pie. 50 more. Magic the Gathering. Listed. 800 cards listed from 151. Let's see how this goes. No hollows, but enough to fill in the main set for at least 60 people. Nice, David. That's awesome. Tell us a story of how you picked Super Mario Sunshine for your music video. Video music? I don't even know, to be honest with you. I don't think there is a story. Skylar, that's a good question. I don't even know. I genuinely don't know. I don't even really like Mario Sunshine that much. I have no idea why I chose to do it. I think one of the videos I was just like, you know what? Let's just put it in the whole video. And then I don't even think I started with all of my videos like that. Oh my God, 37 titles over. Lord of the Rings. And switch it to Lord of the Rings. Still 37 titles. My God. Magic the Gathering to MTG. Place. 4 titles. Okay. We'll go through them once we get through all this. Tell us, I got 460,000 Yu-Gi-Oh! Bulk for 3 cents per card back at the end of February. It's what Crazy Cards. Oh, shit! 460,000 Yu-Gi-Oh! Bulk for 3/10 of a cent per card. That's wild. $3 per 1,000. Was there anything good in it? Like, have you gone through a good amount of it? Do you guys subscribe to monthly eBay store? The $59 plan? I do, yeah, Riot, man. You only need as much as the listings that you need, though. So if you only have, like, if you have less than 1,000 or less than 11,000 listing, you can do the, like, $25 a month one. It's a great choice in music. Yeah, it's a great song. Delfino Plaza. I will say with Delfino Plaza, I didn't really play that much of Mario Sunshine. It actually wasn't. It's probably. I'm not a big fan of 3D Mario other than Mario 64. I prefer 2D Mario. But anyway, we would play Delfino Plaza. I remember one time, me and my friends played Delfino Plaza in Brawl, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and we played 99 stock on Delfino Plaza. And ever since then, I loved that map. And I love the music. So then it kind of, I didn't really necessarily choose it for that reason, but that's why I like the music. But I couldn't tell you why I decided one time to put that in my background. I genuinely have no idea. No idea why I decided to do that one day. But I did it and then it stuck. And then I was like, you know what? This will be real easy to do in every single video. I think the first couple of videos I just either didn't have music or I put in whatever random music I had. Like whatever random gaming music I wanted to do. Because that's what I would do with my other channel. When I would have music in the background of the videos, I would just put in random songs. So, I don't know. Wow, we got a lot of retraction helixes. Holy cow, we have a lot. There's that one. Go to the next. I don't have to have near mint. All right. Alrighty, so then sort by price, $2.49, and then the rest $1.99. Nothing crazy here. Upload template, 68. Boom, baby! 100 more magic cards listed. That easy. That squeezy. Let me show you guys something. I want to show you all something. Ain't gonna tell me nothing. Let me show y'all a little something. Let me catch up with chat first. I have to start pulling 500 plus cards in the orders today now that I'm done with job. Good luck, Bruce. Sunshine was my late childhood, so for me it was a sweet spot in my heart. Yeah, it was. I just never got it. I never had it. So that's probably why I never really played it much. I played it at a friend's house mostly. I just spilled water all over myself. Several, and there are a bunch of good cards in the 460, but that is my bulk backlog. I have like 3 other collections of Pokemon bulk, but I'm still working to list. I have over 16,000 cards listed on TCG Player. Nice, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm curious, do you think Yu-Gi-Oh! Bulk sells well for you, Bruce? I recommend one of your ZA videos on the other day. I only knew of it through you talking long-term revenue videos here. That's awesome, David. Yep, I did a lot of those. When Pokemon Legends ZA came out, it came out on a Thursday in Japan. You can buy on the Switch, you can buy the games that come out on midnight. And midnight in Japan is 11 o'clock our time, my time. And so on that Thursday that it came out, or was it Wednesday? It might have been Wednesday. I think it was actually Wednesday. Came out on a Wednesday at 11 o'clock. I had my brother come over. He edited the videos while I would record them, and I paid him like $100 a day to come over and edit with me. And I worked those first like 3 days, like 40 hours. I actually took off work and worked 40 hours for the first like 3 days. Like I was putting in like, no, it doesn't make sense. I wasn't putting in that long of days. I was putting in like 12-hour days though. And by that weekend, I think I had like over 200 videos listed. It was crazy. It was fun. Mid-era earlier, I meant Sword and Shield era comments. Oh, Cleve. Then probably Hollows. I would say Hollows, if that's the distinction. Okay, let me show you guys what I'm looking at. I now have a box full of non-hollow bulk here. Not a full box. It's almost a full box. But it's just so satisfying looking at this. Look at this. So satisfying. So it's pretty cool. This is all, so I do them in like 50 to 60 card batches. These are all non-hollow bulk Pokemon and Magic cards. And this is just what I add them to, and started doing this, and so I can get through a lot. But yeah, been doing this, a lot of this. These 2 rows I've basically done the last couple days. So we've been really pumping out the non-hollow. And then these are the rest of my inventory, and it's all on my standing desk, which is nice because I can stand and do these orders, but eventually I run out of room. So still trying to figure out what exactly we're going to be doing in regards to all that, because I need to make sure I can have all of it in one space. We talked about putting it in one of my videos on these shelves, and these were originally supposed to be for bulk when I originally bought these years ago. But I kind of like this in the background, and I feel like if I take this out of the background, it's just cards. It's not as interesting of a background for my YouTube videos, and I know that doesn't matter too much, but it kind of matters to me a little bit, so I'm just like, I don't know what I want to do. So I'm thinking about getting a system that I can put in this corner. Don't mind the messiness. Actually, I cleaned it up a little bit. It's better than it was. Just don't look further down because that's a bunch of trash that I need to throw away. But over here, I want to take a lot of this out, and I want to put like shelving that I've seen online. I think Mason from Cardinal Gaming has shown some different like shelving you can buy from like IKEA. I think I want to buy stuff like that so I can make the area where I pull the orders a lot more streamlined, because eventually we're gonna have way more than just four boxes. You know, I want to get up to 50, 60,000 cards listed, and to do that, this is only gonna hold, hell, this is 11,000 cards, and we already need more space. So now I know I can of course add more to this box and stuff like that, but regardless, it's gonna get crazy pretty quickly. So gonna get crazy fast. Alrighty. I've had success with Yu-Gi-Oh! Bulk singles now, and back when I was doing this, the other 2 times I've half-assed started. I've not really messed with Yu-Gi-Oh! Bulk at all. I'd really be interested to see how it sells on eBay. Have you ever been concerned about having a business logo that made too closely resemble something trademarked by Pokemon Nintendo? I don't know if a Pokeball is trademarked regarding the color scheme or shape. I mean, my logo doesn't really have anything with Pokemon in it. I know it's the colors, and it's kind of got the Pokeball, I guess. It's kind of sideways. I would be surprised if they were bothered by that one. I'd be very surprised if they were bothered by that one. I guess it does have the Pokeball in it. What am I talking about? Literally has the Pokeball in it. But I would be surprised. I've not been worried about it at all. Although this time I've decided I'm doing it for real as a legit business, not just a hobby seller. Nice, Bruce. Wait, when did you get those bags with labels on top? Where do you get those? I just make them. They're labels, these labels here, these like roller labels, these 2x1, and I just put them on team bags. So those are completely mine. I've just custom made them. I just put the sticker on a team bag. I don't know if Nintendo would ever go after eBay store or other small online business, but I'm sure Disney would, but it wouldn't surprise me. But like the other stores, Pokemon names in their store. Oh yeah, I wouldn't put the name of Pokemon in it for sure. Personally, but yeah, I don't think Nintendo's terribly bad about that. I know Disney's very, very aggressive though, so definitely wouldn't want to put anything Disney related. Do the IKEA pull-out cabinet? That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, IKEA cabinet, Cardinal. Yeah, yep. Grindman the grind. I put the video in the background and listed, packed, and racked. I can't watch Pokemon gaming content unless it's a Nuzlocke, community room hack, or random challenge. Yeah, I gotcha. And I got those 406 from a post similar to what you put out for everyone to try on Facebook. I put it in one of the Facebook groups in Florida, so talked to him. Drove from Jackson to Palm Bay, Florida to meet him. Bruce, I did something very similar, but with Magic Bulk. I made a post on my Magic, this was years ago, and got 400,000 Magic cards. Very similar, same price too. I got them for like $3 to $4 per thousand, and bought about 400,000 back in the day. That was interesting. The same one, so I'll race, see who gets it built first. Oh God, you'll win, Real MD, you'll win. The problem is I want to get carpet in this room. I need to get, the flooring is just ripping to pieces. It's ridiculous. So I want to redo the flooring, and I don't want to do hardwood because it will help with the sound suppression if I get carpet. I know it doesn't help with the resale value, but I want to get carpet because it's easier to deal with. So I don't really want to put together all that stuff before the carpet gets put in. So honestly, I need to call the guy. I can get the carpet done probably for about $1,000, and it's a business expense. So it's a write-off, which is nice. It won't go to our expenses. I'll just pull it out of my other business stuff. But regardless, I'm gonna need to get that done, and then eventually I'll buy that shelving. Is what I'm thinking. So I don't know a damn thing that happened in the video. Oh, I got you, David. If you're talking about my video today, just going over the numbers. The Elovin monitor stand with a drawer is perfect for your scanner. Elovin monitor stand. I'll have to check it out. He drove from Miami to Palm Bay with 65 large flat rate blocks. That's wild. That's wild, Bruce. That is heavy. I remember I had to put 400,000. Actually, I did it in 2 trips because I took my mom's SUV and we had to do 2 trips to pick up the 400,000 Magic Bulk. It's Nintendo, not Disney. Exactly, yeah. Is bothered by everything? Yeah, true. Disney would sue your pants off. Yes, they would. They may have Nintendo lawyers hiding in your yard already, ready to take me out. So in an older video, it seemed like you just sifted out only the hollows, etc. Then I see you showed a whole bunch of non-commons. Are those listed or are those the bulk you're selling? So Kevin, no, this is, so let me explain. So I only list cards. I have a backlog of some hollows and reverse hollows from Scarlet and Violet that I could list if I wanted to. But that's going to be like if I run out of listings, run out of like my staging inventory, which I won't for a really long time. But anyway, if it is shiny at all and it's older, if it's Sword and Shield or older, I'll list it. Sorry, I have a hiccup and it went away. If it is non-hollow, if it's older than, if it's Sun and Moon and older, I'll list it. So I list Sun and Moon and older, non-hollows, and obviously hollows, and then I list Sword and Shield hollows and older. That's my rule. So anything in Sword and Shield, Scarlet, Violet, Mega Evolutions, if it's non-hollow, I don't list it, in theory, unless it's some cards that I pull out. And then if it's reverse hollows or hollows from Scarlet and Violet or Mega Evolutions, I also don't list those. Or I don't pull them to list. Because I've got, God, more than 10,000. I've got to have like 15,000 Scarlet, Violet, Mega Evolutions, reverse hollows, and hollows that I could list anytime. Yeah, I've heard of Disney going after babysitters that play Disney movies for the kids they were being paid to watch. Yeah, I can see that. Disney is, they love their lawyers. And they've got the best in the world, unfortunately. There is, so with copyright, I think it's copyright, or no, it's not copyright. It's, what is it called? Trademark. I think it's trademark. So before Disney, we learned about this in business law. Before Disney's lawyers got around to it, and before Disney paid lawmakers to change the laws, I think it's trademark law used to be like 20 years. So they were worried every year. Steamboat Willie, which is Mickey Mouse now, but Steamboat Willie would have gone to the public domain. Trademark at the time, I think it's either trademark or copyright, don't remember, don't quote me. Used to only last like 20 years or 30 years. And then it would go into the public domain, which means anyone can use it. I think Steamboat Willie just recently went to the public domain, so technically anyone can use Steamboat Willie, but then they have some weird laws where they can make it to where you still can't use it. But anyway, then Disney lawyers came around and Disney money came into the situation, and every time it would get close to Steamboat Willie and Mickey going into the public domain, they would then raise the limit and raise the years. So now it's like 80 years or 100 years or something crazy like that until it goes into the public domain now because of Disney. Disney is almost exclusively, if not the only reason why either trademark or copyright is significantly longer than it used to be. Why not do hardwood floors and just throw down a giant ass area rug? I have that, Tiger. I just had problems with hardwood, and I'd rather just have carpet. It's better at soaking noise. My wife thought I was crazy. She didn't realize how insanely good and rare the deal was. That's a solid deal, Bruce. Yeah. Then it was just as bad, and I don't know a damn thing that happened. I'm your ZA video because I didn't watch it. Just had. Oh, I gotcha. It's just a video explaining how to catch Pokemon. She's starting to see the value now. Yeah. My eBay store logo is one of the Facebook Messenger stickers it made from a picture of me like 5 years ago. Nice. How much are you buying bulk at? I thought I saw one of your videos talking about it, but wasn't sure. Pal, I buy commons and uncommons for $10 per thousand, reverse holos and holos for 4 cents, EXs for 35 cents, full arts for 50 cents. And then if it's older bulk, just send me a message if you are wanting to sell or if you're wanting to know what my prices are. Older bulk I buy for more. Like if it's older than, if it's Sun and Moon and older, I'll buy it for a higher price. How is your Magic bulk going? Are you posting everything 25 cents and up? Yes, I am, Dad. And it's not really going that well, but I don't have a ton listed. I think I can actually check. How do I check how much I have listings? Because I'm on my store. Here, you can see. I'm on my store, but how do I go to my categories? It'll show categories, but it does toys and hobbies, which that doesn't help me. I want my categories. How do I go to, because I have Pokemon and then I have Magic. Magic. TM Law was 20 years till Disney made it change it. Yes, yeah, trademark, yep. How is your Magic bulk going? Are you posting everything 25 cents and up? Yeah, music copyright used to be as well. Now it's 20 years after the death or something. Really interesting. That's why every so often they make a crappy movie show just to keep it, yep. That's fair. I think if a company is actively using a property, it should not go to public, I think. Yeah, I have a problem. I mean, I don't love the idea of protecting companies, to be completely fair, but that's where I'm also probably in agreement with you, where it's just like, why would that? What's the mentality behind that? But I could see if someone's not actively using it, why it should become to public domain. But yeah, if they're actively using it, I don't know why it would matter. So yeah, I actually kind of agree with that one. Same way as a YouTube picture now that I see it. Yeah. Hey, could you quickly show us your 8170 scanner now? Show us the middle piece you moved. Still getting roller lines every once in a while, and now it's driving me insane. Pokedoc, I can try and show you. So yeah, let me pull up my phone. It's in the store settings. Okay. Let me go to this. Let me go to, you said store settings? Maybe I can just go to the active listings. Let me show you guys real quick. The scanner. I showed this a little earlier in the stream, but I can show it again. So there is a middle piece right here. So you're going to take out, you're going to click this thing right here. Click this, and you're going to take these rollers out. You just take this piece out. And then there's a piece, when you do that, there's a piece that's in here. It comes across, there's two pieces. They look like this. I taped them. And there's little springs with them. Don't lose them. You pull it out, and then you put the rollers back, shut it back, you're good to go. That's literally all I did. And it fixed my problems. Don't do any tape, don't do anything else. That's all I had to do to make it work. Doesn't look like you actually have categories? I do, though. That's what's weird. That's what I'm confused by. You do it in the Seller Hub, look at your active listings, then you can filter by your store categories. Okay, let's see. Filters, categories, store categories. There, Magic cards. Yep, so I have 1,061 Magic cards listed. I think there's technically like 100 more listed that wasn't in the Magic category, but there we go. $2,500 worth of Magic inventory is listed. Actually, how much are we listed? I didn't check. I didn't look at the number today. How much is it overall? What's our, well, it's still, okay. Clear all. Clear. So about 1/10 of our inventory is Magic. What the hell? There we go. We're up to $23,000 of listed inventory. Wow, that's awesome. $23,000 of listed inventory. That's crazy. You do have just printed my pull list. I have 596 to pull. That's wild, Bruce. I'm on the side of media preservation, so after 20 years of profit, it should be free use. I could see that. I could see both sides. Do you ever get jamming errors after you remove those pieces? So no, not really. No, I just need to clean it. You got to make sure to clean it, Doc. Do you know how to properly digest the numbers from sales on your eBay store? If you go to the performance sales, scroll down to the selling cost, shows my selling cost as 40%, which seems high. Ooh, that's a good question, Piggy. Wait, if you go to performance sales, and then what are you looking at? Where's the percentage you're looking at? I don't know if I'm reading it wrong. How has Magic been doing? It's really not been great. I'm just not really seeing the sales that I was hoping. But I only have 1,000 listed, so I'm gonna get up to 3,000 listed, see if it sells better with 3,000 listed, and if not, gray box. Yeah. So what am I looking at? The selling cost. I'm at 29.8% of my total sales. Interesting. I didn't know that. So I'm bringing home 70% of what I sell. That's pretty good. That's better than I thought, honestly. Click eBay fee down arrow. Final value fees. Transaction fees. So what do you want to look at? So you might be reading it wrong. Selling cost. Well, it says right here. Selling cost is 1,000. It's 29.8% of my total sales. So I'm bringing home 70.2% in income. And this is the last 30 days. So you can do it. I guess you could do it this year. So it was at 31.5%, which makes sense because I got top rated seller. Thank you, Archelon. I appreciate you doing that. I need to make a video of me removing that piece, or at least take from that live stream of me doing it. But yeah, I'm top rated too. What does your number say here? What is your percentage, Piggy? How much is the cheapest postage for a single card in the US? It is if it's Magic, it's 70, or Magic. If it's through eBay, you can buy a eBay standard envelope for 74 cents. So the cheapest is 74 cents, Andrew. A normal stamp is 78 cents. You can probably get it 77 cents if you buy it at Costco. This is interesting to look at, though. I mean, so basically net sales, we've brought in almost $4,000 from eBay. That's pretty cool. That's cool to look at. And even just in the last 30 days, 2,300 of it's just in the last 30 days. I was actually watching my video. I went back to an older video of mine that I did 4 weeks ago, since I do my weekly reviews on Fridays. And I was like, I'm going to go watch one of those videos and make me feel good about myself a little bit. I don't know if that sounds bad, but I wasn't like actively watching the video. I was more so watching. I wanted to look at the numbers from 4 weeks ago to like compare what they are today. Because it's just funny, even 4 weeks ago, you're like, oh, like $20 day is a pretty good day. And now I'm like, anything under 50, that's a bad day. You know, it's just kind of funny how things can change so quickly. I did the number in the last, so if I go in that video, I took the sales in the last 30 days. So last 31 days, 3620 divided by 31. I'm doing $116 a day on average in sales. And in that video, I was at $64 a day. So almost double what we were doing. And that's crazy to think about. That was only 4 weeks ago. Are we going to be double this in 4 weeks? Are we going to be at What's 116 times 2? This is sad. Not plus 2. Not 166. I can do this. Let's do it in our head before we get it done. That'd be 232. Oh my God, I'm a genius. If we're doing $232 a day in 4 weeks, that's going to be crazy. It's just crazy to think about. I think it will, because we're getting into collections, and collections are going to make our sales numbers significantly higher, but our actual profit isn't going to be that much higher, I don't think. But my sales aren't as high since I just started really going heavy on listing at the beginning of this month. Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit piggy. You'll get more and more multi-card orders when you get more done. Soon to be 82 cents in July. Yeah. 1,100 sales with first 468 in selling cost. So that's 40% in sales. Yeah, so you're a little high, but again, you probably don't have as much listed. So once you get more listed, is it all bulk? 91 cents here, so 123. Damn, that's crazy. I'm going to have to buy a crap ton of stamps before July. Yeah. That's what we're here for, support one another. Yep, hell yeah, I appreciate it, man. I don't have single cards listed on my store yet, but any day I get at least one sale, I'm happy. Yeah. That was how I was when I first started, Mike. So yeah, I get it. It was funny because I was just thinking about too, when I first started this challenge, I kept looking at my numbers and be like, if I get $10 in sales, not in profit, if I get $10 in sales a day, I'd be happy at the very beginning of this challenge. And that started from 0. And now we're like, all right, I need $100 in sales at least, or it's a bad day. And that's just crazy, literally 10x in less than 4 months, which is awesome. It's been really cool. This process is just really fun, and it's fun to look back of where you were. And as long as you just keep listing and keep adding cards and keep doing things, it'll continue to grow, which is exciting. I'm doing about $400 per week in sales so far. That's awesome, Biggie. That's really awesome. eBay will go up to 78 cents and TCG player 140. Yeah, yep. Yeah, pretty much bulk. That's legit, Piggy. That works. What all you listed? Is it Pokemon, just Pokemon? Would I get a brick and mortar? No. I have zero interest in a brick and mortar. There is nothing I'd rather do. There's nothing I'd rather not do than open a brick and mortar. Zero desire. Those motherfuckers work way too hard, and I'm not prepared for that. I don't have a desire to get a brick and mortar. Can you please explain what you decide to list on TCG Player or eBay, or do you post everything? Everything's on eBay. I don't list really anything on TCG Player anymore, at least currently. Everything's on eBay. I would suggest whatever you're gonna do, just make sure to do one or the other. If you're new to this, stick to one, because it'll be way more successful if you stick to one than try to figure out what works on both. I also send extra 10% off offers to anyone that can follow a card. I figured it was a good enough margin to do boost sales volume. Yep. I do 5% if I can get around to remembering it to send offers. It's been great to watch. Well, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, it has been crazy. Still using Card Uploader. I'm trying it out slowly. Yes. Dad, I love Card Uploader. It's the best program I use. Started watching you 2 days ago, and the channel's awesome. Hey, Chris, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, man. I'm curious, Chris. I'm always curious. What was the first video you saw of mine? Mostly Pokemon, a little MTG, little Gundam, little Lorcana, and some One Piece. Nice. I'm similar with Pokemon and Magic, but I haven't listened to anything else. I need to get around to listening to some other stuff. What about moving to full-time rip and ship? I don't know if I would do full-time rip and ship. I'd be surprised if I could make a full-time I mean, you could make a full-time rip and ship work, don't get me wrong, but I don't know. Don. It's a good question. I don't know. I've not done enough rip and ship to know if I like it enough. Because I did the rip and ships a little bit, and I'll be honest, after doing it like a couple streams, it wasn't that enjoyable to me, but I didn't have my systems in place, and it was new, and it was relatively slow, so there might be, it might work if I did it and I had it down pat, but I could see myself doing full-time, doing collections and selling and things like that before I did rip and ship, but I don't know. I just feel like rip and ship could be its own side business that I would spend so much time doing that I wouldn't be doing selling the individual cards anymore. Not that I necessarily would have to do that, but I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I think I could definitely see myself going full-time with this business, especially with the YouTube and everything else, but I don't think I could see it happening in the next 2 or 3 years. Because I'd really have to get myself in a good position financially, and I would probably want to have my own, like, I've talked about in another video before, I want my own office that's not in my house. So I would want to have like a leased office as well and all that stuff, but it wouldn't be a brick and mortar. I would maybe do deals there, but I wouldn't like get distributors and have play nights and all that. I have zero desire to do all that, so. My LGS owner looks like he needs more sleep for sure. Yeah, it seems like all of them do. You def inspired me to finally start at my first sale Sunday before last. Hit level 3 today. Thanks, buddy. Hey, that's awesome, Drummer. That's really awesome. I appreciate you letting me know that. Congrats on level 3. Level 4, so what was it? 25 sales for level 3, so you need 25 more. So now you should be able to list a lot more, which is good. You called me dad. I'm on my wrong count. I was very confused. Yeah. Yeah. The scanning cards video. Yep, that's the most popular one. So I'm glad you stuck around, Chris. Would you consider selling Yu-Gi-Oh? Yeah, if it's sold. I like Yu-Gi-Oh. I really like Yu-Gi-Oh. I like Yu-Gi-Oh more than Magic. I never really played Magic, and I never really enjoyed Magic growing up. But I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I loved playing Yu-Gi-Oh, and I loved the cards and the artwork, especially the older stuff. So yeah, I would sell Yu-Gi-Oh in a heartbeat, but I don't know how well it would sell. You need the product for Rip and Chip to work? Yep, 100%. Was looking at selling my Japanese book on card traders. I think they'll move better than TCG Player or eBay. I could see that. Seems like it would suit you well. You got the streaming part down and the knowledge of cardboard. Sourcing consistent sealed the hard part. Yeah, that would be the hard part. I'm going to be talking with Lance, who owns Cawthorn Cards. He was Moonshot Games, and now he's Cawthorn Cards, and he has the biggest, I think, the biggest Magic the Gathering rip and ship, like, period. I don't know anyone bigger than him, but me and him are going to be doing lunch in the next couple weeks, so going to be talking to him, so maybe I can get some more knowledge on the rip and ship side. Then I'm selling my non-hollow competitive English book, and each player will likely list One Piece on there too, so I'm not familiar with One Piece. Nice, Piggy. Yeah, that's a good idea, is the competitive English on TCG Player sells really well. My dream is to quit my job and focus on eBay full-time, but the stability of a paycheck is too important. My benefits are too good. I agree, Mike. That would be the biggest part for me, especially when it comes to health insurance. Like, luckily, my wife has a job where I could get on her health insurance. But yeah, there's a lot to that, and it's a very scary thing to think about going on your own. I've always wanted to, though. Like, my dad was an entrepreneur for 30 years. He owned a company, sold it, and is retired now, which is awesome. I'm really happy for him. And growing up with that, he's always told me ever since I was a kid, he's like, you're never going to be happy unless you work for yourself. That's just who you are. And I agree. That's who I am. I always have wanted to work for myself. So I would love to one day do something full time, whether it be this or something else. But I could see with how fast this has grown. I got to be careful though, because I don't want to like tell myself like, oh, I can quit tomorrow. Obviously I can't, and I know that. That's why I keep saying like a couple years down the line, because I want to see a bear market. I want to see how well I do in a bear Pokemon market, because things are going to slow down, and that's totally reasonable. And I want to make sure I'm prepared and still doing good enough in those times in a couple years' time. Obviously, I'm not prepared to go full time now or anytime soon, even if in this bull market. But definitely in a bear market is what I would like to see. I don't know if I want to do deals at the same place I store all my inventory, especially when all the inventory is visible on eBay. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's a good point, Herbler. I love Meat Canyon's Yu-Gi-Oh video. I don't think I've seen that one. Played Yu-Gi-Oh in the early 2000s? Same. Yu-Gi-Oh is the better card game. Pokemon is the better video game. I agree 1,000,000%. Well, not now. Old Yu-Gi-Oh, I would say that. I don't like new Yu-Gi-Oh. I think new Yu-Gi-Oh is ridiculous. Old Yu-Gi-Oh, I would agree with that 100%. I appreciate it, Dad. Yu-Gi-Oh was really fun to play. Yeah, I miss old Yu-Gi-Oh. Do you work another job? I do. Yeah, I work full time. I work from home. Elise, are you home? She's not. I heard. It literally sounded like somebody was coming up my stairs right there. Imagine if somebody just walks around the corner and is trying to kill me. Hey, I think I heard you say in one of your videos you did a stream with PokePaster. Do you know where I can find that? I'm having a hard time finding it and want to go back and watch that. I've not done a stream with PokePaster, no. We've talked about doing a stream together. I've talked about having him on, but we've not done a stream together, no. We've talked together. Like, we've had conversations on Discord. Actually, I just talked to him last night on Discord, but no, we've not done a stream together. But for selling Yu-Gi-Oh, is it more like Pokemon, where it's collectors first and players second, or more like Magic, where it's player first, collector second? I don't know. I have no idea. Piggy. That's a good question. I'm a Magic the Gathering player myself from back in the day, back in the mid-90s with the revised and 4th edition and Ice Age. Yeah, I never grew up playing Magic, so that's why I never really got into it. Heard One Piece is better to teach play the Pokemon. I like the Pokemon TCG nowadays. I think it's a pretty good game to play. Will you have witnesses? Yeah. We will avenge you. Nintendo lawyers, yeah. It's Beetlejuice. Don't say that, bro. I'm on the law, dude. Don't say that word, dude. No. Deaf Nintendo lawyers, yeah. Best part of dealing with bulk, no one going to rob you for your bulk. Good luck running away with my 20 priority boxes. Good sir. Exactly. But I think but also thieves aren't smart. They're fucking idiots. So, generally speaking. So I could see them being like, this guy's got $20,000, $30,000 in inventory. We need to go steal from him. And they just go bring all these fucking boxes and realize they got a bunch of $2 cards that nobody wants other than the people selling on eBay. And then they just got a full-time job out of them. That explains why I can't find it. Yeah. Yeah, that does explain it. Yeah, we didn't do one. My theory is Yu-Gi-Oh! Is players over collectors. Yeah, I would imagine it is players over collectors. Lives like 30 minutes from me. That's awesome. That's really awesome. You should go to his church and say, hey. It was just Kevin. It probably was just Kevin or Timmy. I bet it was Timmy. It sounded like almost like the carpet, so I bet Timmy is being an idiot. That's why I never worried. Now I'm never like genuinely worried about hearing something in my house, like there's somebody there, because I guarantee you, if anyone gets near our house, Kevin's barking like shit for it. So I don't have to worry about anyone actually doing anything because Kevin will sniff them out way before I ever would. Whenever like Elise and I like will hear something in the middle of the night, we're like, Kevin ain't barking, I ain't worried. Nothing to be scared about, because if there was, he would be barking. Timmy would take you out over Kevin. Yeah. You need to try the Genesis format for Yu-Gi-Oh! Feels like old Yu-Gi-Oh! I do, Bruce. People keep saying I need to try it out. Why do you say ish? What is, isn't it just the older cards? Is the Genesis format not older cards? Is there a way for me to play the Genesis format that's not like jank? Like, is there a way for me to play it on like a game? Daylight come and me want to go home. Stop! No! That was creepy. I just did that and it echoed. That was creepy. Okay, I'm not doing that. That was fucking creepy as shit. We're talking about something else, y'all. Oh my God. My cats will stare into a room as if someone's there. It's creepy sometimes. Do y'all believe in ghosts? I don't, but my wife does, and I think it's so funny. I do not. And we always joke about it. And I always tell her, like, oh, we always said we had a ghost at our last house, and we named him Jerry. He was a nice guy. If there is ghosts, he was pretty nice. But yeah, it was an older home back in the 50s, but better built, that's for damn sure. No cards are banned, but you have a point value assigned to a certain card. You can only have up to 100 points within the deck and side deck. Interesting. Phantom, did you see your boy Fernando Mendoza got first overall? Oh yeah. I figured he would. Everyone thought he was going to the Raiders. I wish the best for him, but I don't think he's going to have a lucrative pro career. I hope I'm wrong. I would love to see him do well, but I just don't see him surviving very well. I just don't see a world in which he doesn't get injured in the pros. I think he's going to get injured. I think he's going to be wrecked with injury throughout his career, but I could be wrong. I hope not. I hope the best for him, because he won us a fucking championship. I don't either. My ex-wife used to believe in him, but she's also been committed once or twice, so I think they actually thought she saw them. Oh, like ghosts? Oh, that's brutal. Oh, God, it's a little too intense. But that shit echoed in my home. So the broken cards are going to have higher value. The broken cards are going to have higher value, obviously, than old school cards. They might be a zero. Actually, a majority of the cards at zero are zero value. I gotcha. I gotcha, Bruce. Yeah, I don't believe in ghosts. I used to. I don't anymore. I've talked about it before. I'm an atheist. So I don't like believe in like an afterlife or anything like that, or gods or anything. But yeah, ghosts. I don't know. I think if they existed, we would know. But does anybody in the chat believe in ghosts? Let's have a debate on ghosts. Speaking of that, debating dipping a toe in sports grading seems really interesting. Sports grading, I've always heard, Don. I've always heard that sports grading is the easiest money. I don't know if that's true, but when I used to watch sports trading card stuff, everyone would talk about how grading in sports is the easiest way to make money in sports cards. But aliens, yes. Deem pipe and you'll believe. Hit the deem pipe. I don't know what the deem pipe is. I'm not a drug. I don't do drugs. Will you be bothered? Will you be buried with your bulk? Probably. No judgment if you do, but I do know a good place you can go to get some help. I mean, I believe in aliens only because I don't think that this universe, with how large it is, there's no way there's not something else out there. But I don't think aliens have come to Earth. I do not believe in that. What is the Deem pipe? You're going to have to explain that one to me, Lattice. Worked in a building that was haunted and saw the stuff that couldn't be explained any other way. Interesting, Mike. Interesting. See, I guess I don't have... I have personal experiences, but I always think that there's always a better explanation. And the further we get into like our understanding of the world, the further we can debunk the idea of like ghosts and things. So I just feel like it's just not explainable yet, and eventually it will, or it is explainable and we just don't know what the answer is in the moment, you know? Here is one for eBay. UK though, 54 out of 131 forbidden light, 0 reverse listed. The normal is 4 or 5. Should I list high? List high. You should always list high, in my opinion, Andrew. I never try to be the lowest listed. Well, I don't have a good place you can go. I can hook you up with my ex and she could tell you where she went if the electroshock hasn't fried her brain completely. Did you say you don't believe that aliens will come to Earth? I don't believe that aliens have come to Earth. No. When I was young, I fought on the Mosul city walls in Iraq that have been there for 3,000 years and no telling how many died there. Never saw or heard a ghost. Yeah. Interesting. I didn't know. So you served? I didn't know you served, Don. I appreciate your service. Goes to the gaps. Yeah. Yeah. That's a funny way to put it, Alex. That's a funny way to put it. Goes to the gaps. I understand the original saying. DMT Hauska makes you see other dimensions. Many people report having the exact same experience, and the beings you see have a consciousness. Yeah, I've heard about that. I've heard that's like some what's his nuts? Oh fuck, what's his name? Joe Rogan shit. DMT, brother. No, I mean I don't. You're on drugs, you know. I don't. Sure, yeah. I don't believe that. I've never done it, so I can't tell you for sure. I've done weed and hallucinated on weed before, but but not on DMT. I mean, I've never done that. It's illegal. I would never do that. I would never do that, YouTube. I would never do that. It's illegal in the state of Indiana, so I would never partake in the devil's lettuce. I have before in states that are, of course, legal. I would never partake in the state of Indiana. Are you insane? I don't like it, though, to be honest with you. Devil's lettuce, I don't like it. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. It makes me super paranoid. I hate it. Hate the shit. I think it's called the Fermi paradox. Oh, like the actual, like the God of the Gaps is called Fermi paradox. Have you heard the DMT laser simulation theory? No, what's that? Aliens won't come here because we as humans suck. That's my thing, Bruce. I think if there is a species that is intelligent enough to have, I think the only reason, I don't think we've been contacted by aliens or the aliens are on Earth because of the unlikelihood of having another species that is close enough to get to us, unless it's a very highly advanced species. And at that point, I think that they would hopefully be advanced enough to realize that if they did or said anything to us, it would only be bad. So hopefully they're chill. But I don't think I think the odds of that is pretty slim. Scarier than aliens being out there is us being alone in the universe. Yeah, that is a scary thought. That is a scary thought, Morty. That is a very, it's just weird. When you think about it, isn't it weird? Like, whether God exists or not. But let's just assume that he doesn't. I know it's a bold assumption. Let's assume that he doesn't for this discussion. It's a terrifying thought that we just exist as opposed to not existing. Did you ever think of that? Like, even if God does exist, I guess, why do we exist instead of not existing? And then when we don't exist, what the hell? Why are we talking about this? I don't know. It's a weird night. It's Friday night. We just be food. Yeah. If aliens legit, they could travel here, probably see us as ants or roaches. Yeah, probably. I'm going to Vegas in the summer for some craps and poker, and we'll walk through more weed smoke than I ever do in my life in Jackson, Florida. Yeah, I can see that for sure. Is it legal? I mean, everything's legal in Vegas. I don't know why I'm asking that. Can you smoke it in public in Vegas? Some dude on DMT was during this trip. He decided to look at laser, and he saw some form of coding, and he was repeating this test with multiple subjects, and they were experiencing the same thing. You can say the same thing about that. I was just reading a book about this because I was fascinated by it, and it was ridiculous. It's past lives regression. Have you heard about this stuff? Where people do like therapy, like past life therapy, and they all experience the same similar things. And it's like, okay. Sometimes I think the surest sign that intelligent life exists elsewhere in the universe is that none of it has tried to contact us. Yeah, that's fair. You gotta watch it. I will need to check that out. It do be weird. It is weird. When we get on the awesome tangent, yeah. This could be the Truman Show. Yeah, exactly. We exist because a huge number of things win in our favor. Yeah. When God buys me a beer, I believe. Yeah. This is legal in Vegas, not technically on the streets, but if you aren't stupid, you can just, yeah, exactly. If you're not just like, here, you want to take a fucking hit? Yeah, I can see it. It is weird to think about, we're just going to go here. We're going to do it. It's late night stream. How many of you guys are even here? Everyone else that wants to only watch about cards is gone. Okay, 59 of you here. Yeah, perfect. Okay, we're going to talk about this. I think, genuinely, I believe this. If God exists, I'm an atheist. I don't believe he exists. I think when I die, I'm dead and it's all over. And I don't think there's a meaning to life other than what you can get out of it. But, if there is a God, whoever's God, Muslim God, Greek God, Christian God, I don't know, many gods, whatever. I think that if God chooses at the end of this all, whether you go up or down based off of whatever factors he has decided, I think that's ridiculous. God can say, you're going this way or that way, and I'm going to make a black and white decision for a very gray world. How does that make sense to me? That's kind of where my faith kind of broke down, was like, I can't make sense of that. This world is too gray. Nothing in this world is black and white. Everything is gray. But at the end of all of it, it's going to be one decision, one way or the other? That doesn't make sense. And at that point, who deserves hell? In my opinion, nobody. Nobody deserves eternal damnation. If hell exists and heaven exists, or whatever, heaven and hell of whichever God. Let's get it, yeah. If God does exist, he only put life on one planet. How boring. Yeah. You should watch the video. It's pretty sick, dude. But yeah, I've heard about that. There are some pretty crazy things out there surrounding the pineal gland. Interesting. I will have to check that out, Chris. Even if you do that, the cops won't do anything. But if you do as they ask, then they won't do anything to you. But if you are stupid, they will arrest you in a heartbeat. And you can't in the casinos. I gotcha. Yeah, I gotcha. I think there will be other intelligent life in the universe. However, I think almost a zero chance any two specific species will ever make physical contact. I could agree with that, Herblord. That's probably what I would see too. Where's TJ? Yeah. Where's TJ when you need him? What the guy in charge says goes, I guess. And that's, yeah, I guess I can't decide. But you would think that if it's an all-knowing, all-true God, I guess well, that's not all the gods. I guess if you're into like Greek mythology, then, you know, those fuckers are just as human as us. But you would think that, like, that would have to be the conclusion, right? I mean, let's just use the argument that there is an all-knowing God and there's a heaven and hell, and that you go one way or the other and a decision is made. I've talked about this before. I actually talked about it with my therapist, actually. My wife is, you guys don't know my wife. You guys have not really met my wife. She's been on camera like once. She's amazing. She is genuinely, and I'm not just saying this because I'm her husband. I genuinely believe this. She is one of the best people in the world. In the world. I literally told her this. I was like, you're the top 1%. Like, genuinely, I ask her all the time, like, what's it like having no one dislike you? No one dislikes Elise. She is the biggest sweetheart in the world. And again, I'm not just saying that because I'm her husband. She is an incredibly sweet human being. I'm never right in our arguments because she never does anything wrong. She's obviously not perfect, but damn, she's close. And she's never been a believer. She's more of like a spiritual person, less of a religious person. And let's say one of the religions is right, and she didn't choose that, and she goes to hell. If Elise is going to hell, all y'all motherfuckers are going to hell. I'm just saying. If she deserves hell, all of us fucking deserve hell. Because there's no way that at the end of all this, she should go to hell and all of us shouldn't, or whatever it is. There's just no way. There's no way. You can put whatever stipulations you want to. If Elise lives her life in the way that she has and she still deserves hell, then fucking none of us deserve heaven. Earth is just a reality TV show. I can see it. If you're judged, it probably isn't that cut and dry. Like a tribe of cannibals die. I doubt being cannibals dings them automatically because it's all I know. Yeah, exactly. I would agree with that. That's what I would see too. Like I would say that as well, Don. So he doesn't make the decision. You decide while you are alive if you want to accept Jesus, Lord and Savior, and you go to heaven if you ask for his sins to be forgiven. Right. He does make the decision. He doesn't have to. He does not have to tell you one way or the other. He's the one that sends you to heaven or hell. You can say you do all the time, but it's like telling a child you decide whether or not something bad's happening to you. They don't know better. They're a child. I would think that we are seen as children to God, or whoever, some kind of ethereal being would see us as a lesser being. So we should be allowed to be stupid because we're a lesser being. You know what I mean? So myself an atheist at one time, but then I realized that whenever I was scared and needed something to happen, I was pleading with God, please God, let it be okay. So just in case. That's fair. I keep walking in and out of the room, and every time I come back, the string gets weirder. I know, right, Skylar? It's called The Shack. It's a great movie, but also makes you see decisions made. Even if you're a believer, it's an amazing movie to make you think. Anyone to watch, see it, have thought-provoking questions. Yeah, for sure. Ignorance of the correct faith gives her a pass. Yeah, I mean, some would say they wouldn't. Some religions say they wouldn't. A deep moment for Bronze God to drop his viewers in chat. Oh, Bronze God got here. Oh, shit. Bronze, I'm sorry, man. You came at a weird time. Rating from Bronze. Both channels' creators are equally as handsome. I appreciate it, Reform Creator. Talking theology, barely. No. Reform Corrector, please. No. We're not trying to get any sermons. We're just kind of talking about a lot of bigger picture stuff. You're welcome to share your opinions, but we're not trying to make sermons or anything like that. I'm not trying to convince anybody. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I want to make sure that's clear. I'm a firm believer. I'm not a believer. I'm a firm believer in whatever you do believe in it 100%. And that's in my opinion what's most important. Some got to go downstairs, man. Why though? Why does someone have to go downstairs? I'm late to the party. Yeah. We're talking about aliens. Dude, we're talking about aliens, talking about God, we're talking about everything. We're talking about life in general. Bronze, you came in at a weird time. I'm sorry. Get the raid, hell yeah. Pokebastard debate win. I don't want to debate anybody on this, that's for sure. I just want to talk. I just want to have a conversation. How to raid, it's super simple. It's in the video customization tab and search for a video title. I did, but it said I had to ask you for permission, Bronze. I'm sorry. It said I had to ask for permission. I don't know why that was a thing. Fractured Jesus went extinct for your sins. Get TJ in here. You guys are in big trouble now. Yes! You're lucky my wife needs me to watch my kids closer. Reformed collectors, like that what is that, Kermit the Frog gif where he's like typing real fast? Yeah, you guys got me on that. I got scared, so we had to talk about ghosts and aliens and everything. Like, if there is a God, if there is a heaven that I want to live in, that God will not care if I followed their religion. Yeah, I would hope. Lies. We just got here in some weird ways, some very good tangents. We're just following the combo where it leads us. Yeah, we're just taking it to where God takes us. Outside of religion, we can all agree Terminator 2 time travel rules is a paradox, yeah. I'll be honest, never saw Terminator 2. I only ever saw the first Terminator. Only saw the first one. You guys got to watch anything in Bob Laser if we're talking Alien? Yeah, I need to. 420 was on Easter and it was the best time for memes on the internet. Yeah. You mentioned Beetlejuice once. What happens if you say it 3 times? No, chill! Like, no second, no! One more time and I'm fucked! Yeah. Next week's going to be a slew of how God helped me sell on eBay over YouTube. Yes, God wants my YouTube and my card channel to succeed. Yes, exactly. Yeah, but anyway, we're just getting into weird conversations. I don't normally like to talk, I'll be honest, I don't like to talk about religion or politics on live streams. It's a Friday night stream. Let's do some different things. We don't normally talk about these topics. Reason why I don't normally like to talk about these topics, because they're deeper topics that typically I want my channel to be like an escape from all that. You can go to different channels to find conversations like that. I don't mind having this conversation now. Since we talked about it, we're like, whatever, let's just do it. But I don't like to typically talk about this. I watch a Rip and Chipper, who every time I go into his chat, he talks about politics, and it drives me insane because he's got really, really good content, and he could talk about cards and fun stuff and exciting things. But he always talks about politics. And it doesn't help that I don't agree with his politics, for one. But, there's always going to be people that disagree with me in regards to my politics. So I don't want to talk about politics or God or religion typically, because I want it to be an escape. I want it to be a way for you guys to enjoy this time that's mostly about TCGs. But here we are. Every once in a while, give us, let us have our fun, all right? Just every once in a while. Next week is going to be a slew, politics now. Yeah. Politics now, let's go. What do we think about the war in Iran? No, I'm kidding. We're not talking about that. On a more personal level, feel like those of us here at this time actually vibe with you. I appreciate it, Chico, yeah. So what you're saying is only watch on Fridays. Yeah, exactly. So how about that Iran war? Yeah, Jake, I beat you to it. Or topics that we need way more time to get into the nitty gritty. Yeah, exactly. That's why I asked the question I did for Sunday morning. He said he's won more people over by being relatable and not browbeating people into believing, so his subtle custom cards. Yeah, 100%. I really appreciate the way that TJ does his stuff. In fact, the very first time I reached out to TJ, I was like, you got a good channel when an atheist is going to watch you all the way through, even through the call that he does at the end where he says Jesus loves you, has a plan for your life. All of us know it. I appreciate, I'm an atheist. I appreciate that it is a subtle thing. It's not overbearing. I've had conversations with him. We've talked about his church and stuff like that, but I never feel like he's trying to convince me to become a Christian. And I think that can be a dangerous proposition when you try to get into that realm of let me convince this person to believe what I believe. I don't ever try to convince someone to be an atheist. I don't want you to be an atheist. If you're an atheist, be an atheist. If you're an agnostic, be an agnostic. If you're a Christian, be a Christian. And if that makes it your best, if your life is best served by being those things, then be those things and be those things 100%. So and whatever rules or morals you feel you need to follow those as best you can, So that's, in my opinion, where I'm very hands off with believe what you want to believe. I'm not one of those atheists that's religious people are stupid and you need to believe this. Like, fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. I hate that. I just don't like that. At the end of the video is perfect. Exactly. Yep. How are you dealing with your TCG imports now that this strait is closed? Yeah. How are the TCGs being affected by the fact that we blocked the Strait of Hormuz or whatever the fuck it's called? Yeah, exactly. Annexation of Puerto Rico, yeah. Phantom Piker? What's Phantom Piker? What does that mean? What's Phantom Piker mean? Hi, Phantom. Hi, chat. Papa, you came in at a weird time, but welcome. Old movie quote. We're all so old. Hopefully someone gets it. JM, let's talk about the annex. I don't think I'd get that one, actually. There are too many people who can't just talk about subjects and accept everyone will have a different opinion, and that's okay. I mean, it's not about, like, I have less of a problem with it being, like, yeah, different subjects. I don't mind even listening to people that disagree with me. I listen to that actually quite a lot. I like watching videos from people's perspective that I don't agree with a lot. More so, I just don't want it to be, like, you know, overbearing or just constantly talking about it. Like I said, when we talk about it a little bit here and there, it's fine. When you start talking about it a lot and it's like all you ever talk about, it's like, we're a card channel, not a politics or a religion channel. Time for a shot of Malort. What is that, Skylar? I went for the first time like 2 months ago and it was weird. I don't get it, but the people there respected my space, were nice, and said you need anything, talk. When you're ready, perfect welcoming. Where did you go, Bronze? I don't know. People took shots of wine, to each their own. Oh, that's wine? Interesting. I think the Will Wheaton said it best. Don't be a dick. Those are the best words to live by. Exactly. That's like Bo Burnham. And it's one of his songs. He's like, he's acting like he's God. And he's like, I'm going to butcher it. I'm not even going to try it. Bo Burnham has a song where he acts like he's God, and it's really funny. But yeah. Yeah, I've watched Reform Collector. Yeah. Is Phantom Cards a dog whistle for a lost souls of the Holocaust during the 1940s? What the fuck? What? Phantom Cards, a dog whistle for the lost souls of the Holocaust. What? I don't even know what that means, Bronze God. No. The Pokemon company just announced they ran out of hollow foil sheets. Yeah. Did they actually, or are you just fucking with me? I'm sure you're just fucking with me, but from Little Giants. Oh, yeah, I never saw it. Church. Oh, nice. Nice. I haven't been to church in a hot minute. I honestly wouldn't mind going to church. Like, church, that's what's funny. Like, people think, like, a lot of common things when it comes to, like, when you lose your faith and you become agnostic or atheist or a lot of people think it's because of some kind of, like, massive event in your life, or, like, you were hurt by the church and you hate the church or whatever it is. And it was never that for me, ever. I was never hurt by the church. I loved the church. I used to love church. And I miss church in the sense that I miss the community a lot. Like, genuinely, I miss community and going there every Sunday, and that's the best part of church for me. But I don't miss the worship and the sermons and all that. You know, like, I don't miss. Although it still brings me, like, comfort. Like, church is comforting to me. So when I go, I still am comforted by it. Now, granted, once the sermon comes up, I'm just, like, scribbling down my notes, like, no, you know, like, but ultimately, like, and that's just for me, just to kind of take notes if I ever go. It's been years. But yeah, anyway. One thing I can say for sure, when you are dying, married men cry and think of their wife. Unmarried men call and think of their mom. And men with no one cry for God. Interesting. Interesting way to put it. That sounds like a movie quote. The heart of the cards, it brings us all together. Yeah. Yes, exactly. True that I just mean no one can talk about certain subjects without feeling they have to make you like them, otherwise you are the worst. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I get it. I smell what you're stepping in, Bruce, for sure. I smell what you're stepping in. Every foil comes through the straight. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, so there it is. There's our 20, 30-minute conversation about the deeper subjects. What does life mean? What is the meaning of life? Find out on It's Phantom Cards. The one place you need to do. Anyone score the Ascended Heroes today? I don't ever score anything with drops. I never really go for them, though, so to be fair. I've never tried to actually get a score. All right, y'all. I think that's gonna call it. I think that's what we're gonna call it, ladies and gents. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys letting us go on this little side rant. It's been fun. But I'm going to head out. I'm going to catch you guys later. We'll be live on Monday, potentially tomorrow as well, believe it or not. Maybe a day stream tomorrow. So make sure you guys have your notifications turned on, or at least in the Discord. So appreciate you guys. I'm out of here. Later.